5 minutes to make a name for yourself like you never made before.
If he kicks his goal, Hawthorn are in the grand final. Oh, just a let go! Here is the magician at work. He should kick it. Up he comes. He kicks on.
You've got to show me all the guts and all the determination you've got in your body. You've got to inspire me. Don't beat, mix, don't hope, do. At least you can come off and say, I did this, or I played on. At least I did something.
Well, the magnificent MCG on a wonderful day for football as the crowd builds for this first round clash between Richmond and Melbourne. Well, good afternoon and welcome as the round continues and what has been a great round of football. Welcome also to Kevin Bartlett. Looking forward to a big game today.
Yes, because the Tigers did defeat Melbourne by 32 points in the Ansett Cup, and strange as it may seem, last year's runners-up not going to start favourites again today against a side that finished 9th last year.
No, it's a little unusual, isn't it, to have that situation, the circumstances, but let's have a look at the ladder as it currently stands. And KB, you can read so much into the first round ladder, can't you? Well,
what we can read into it is that the Bombers are going to be very good again this year, but the other games so far in round one, we've seen a 1.4, 5 and 6 point difference between the sides, so the indication is there that we're in for a very, very close, tight season, and the Tigers, of course, Melbourne, they're 13th and 14th, but they'll play today, and one of those sides more than likely will go into the top 8.
Yes, we expect a lot more changes to that ladder as the day progresses. Well, there's a long time, 7 months between the grand final last year and today's game for the Melbourne Demons, and obviously and understandably a few changes.
The big name at the top there, Jeff Farmer, is always given the Tigers a lot of problems. Takes a good player to pick him up if he's not kicking goals. Stephen Powell looks like he could be out for the year. He had a wonderful season after coming across from the Western Bulldogs. Simmons, we know, used to come off the bench to give Jeff White a bit of a breather. And Travis Johnson, one of those midfield guns, along with Rigoni and also Leoncelli. So they're going to be missed. And Ross Funky comes into the side. The former Tiger player has been playing up there at North Ballarat. And of course, Cameron Bruce played last year, Nathan Brown and young Lamb, all young players for Melbourne.
Well, they'll all be looking to grab their opportunity. In fact, Doug Hawkins got up with Neil Danaher a little earlier to ask him just about that.
Neil, grand final last year. Where's the improvement going to come for the D's this year?
I think we had a lot of players that hadn't played a lot of footy, and I just think that they'll improve with more experience. We had a lot of players, just 20 or 30 games experience playing in the grand final last year, so we just hope that they'll get better with games under their belt.
Now, Neil, I think getting onto the game today, it's going to be a ripper game. Last year, both sides are fairly even. I've just looked at the Richmond forward line, and they seem to be playing probably 3 or 4 talls. Could that be a bit of a concern for you?
Yeah, it depends how you look at it. You know, will they be too tall or will they be too quick? Yeah. So if they start catching it, it's going to be a bit of a concern. If we can stop them from catching it and we start moving the ball fairly quickly, I guess that's their concern. So.
And Neil, very quickly, injuries. Some of the players not too far off.
No one's injured just yet.
No one's injured. They're all right.
No one's injured just yet. So. You know, we've probably got 5 or 6 out at the moment with Simmons and Powell and James McDonald and Johnson and a few boys, but you know, we've got a good team today.
Neil, good luck today against the Tigers and for the rest of the year, mate.
Thanks, Doug.
Good on you, mate.
Well, KB, Neil Danaher summed it up. Well, if the boys catch it, they're in trouble, but if not, they've got the right mix to do the job.
Yes, he's a very funny man. David Schwartz, of course, no longer the vice-captain. Can't get out on the training track, but it's important that he does control cross centre-half forward today. David Neitz up forward. We know he can catch it and he can take some good marks and kick goals, but he may be needed down the other end with the talls of Ottens and also Gale and Richardson down there. And Jeff White will play a huge role. We know he can go forward and kick goals. Centre bounce is so important. If they can get the ball away from the centre bounce, I can also see him building a wall across half back there just to try and combat the likes of Ottens and also Richardson as well. So big day today. Important player, Jeff White.
Yes, no, like it or not, Jeff White is a critical factor in this Melbourne lineup. Well, earlier, Doug Hawkins also caught up with Darren Crocker, assistant coach of the Richmond Football Club.
Darren, first question. A lot of people are saying about the Tigers, if you don't make the final 8, it's probably not a successful year. How are you approached it and the match committee and the club in general?
Yeah, look, you know, as a whole group, we're very disappointed with finishing 9th again last year, and you know, people can make excuses for us. I felt that probably the media were a little bit kind to us because of the amount of injuries to key personnel. But, you know, as you said, it's a real crunch year. We've got everyone up and firing. It's been a really, really good pre-season. And, you know, it starts today. And we just hope that the guys have prepared themselves for battle today and will come prepared each week so that we get the best out of their talent.
Now, Croc, talking about the game, it's a huge game. Last year, both sides were fairly even. I'm a big rap for the Melbourne midfield. I reckon they're very fit, they're hard running. Can they cause you some problems in that area?
Yeah, look, they are a really fit side and do run hard through the midfield, and they've got a lot of options through there. But we believe that we got a fairly elite running group as well. You know, guys like Tivendale, Chaffee, Hilton, King, Campbell, Neitz, Daffy. You know, so
fair list, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a fair few guys that we can use through the midfield as well. So, you know, we believe we've got the personnel to be able to counter them there.
Croc, good luck to the Tigers today and for the rest of the year.
Thanks very much, Hawk.
Good on you, Croc. Cheers, buddy.
There's a name there to warm the hearts of the Richmond supporters. Matthew Richardson back just 3 games last year. Darren Gaspar, All-Australian in defence. He's got a big job there up forward on David Schwartz or maybe David Neitz. And also the Tigers with Brad Ottens there. He's got a superstar tag hanging over his neck, and we'll see how well he goes today, Brad Ottens, because he's 6'8", and we know that if you're 6'8", you're pretty darn good, Paul.
That's what they say. Back at the after this, the start of the game. Welcome back to the MCG. David Neitz has won the toss, and Melbourne will kick to the city end of the MCG as we welcome formally to the telecast Dougie Hawkins. How are you, Doug?
Yeah, good, thanks, Fish. I just reckon Richmond are the better of the rounds. I reckon they are absolutely specials here today. David Schwartz has gone back to centre half back, having a go here at Young Holland here, KB.
Yes, they've been having a bit of to do. Both players there have gone to the ground.
Whoa.
Well, there's a bit of feeling already in this game. The Demons last year, runners up in the grand final, the Tigers finished 9th, but there's huge expectations for the Tigers this year.
Well, I don't know about that, KB. Knees are up, both players going for it. Lucky, I think.
Jeff White from inside that centre square. Kicks the ball deep. Neitz is going to be the target. He's got Gaspar to beat at ground level. They're going to miss Jeff Farmer today. Gaspar just belts the ball out towards the wing. Running with the flight of the ball, Stephen Zeller playing his first game for the Tigers. Taken over that time by McDonald for a toss back in. Tigers defeated Melbourne by 32 points during the Ansett Cup. So it'll give the Tigers confidence today. In front, some pushing and shoving. Young Haw from Woy Woy. Wayne Bowden, the Brownlow medalist, all tied up that time by Gaspar. Toyney, coming off his best ever season last year, goes short. It's a poor kick, and Walsh, who's a real dasher from half-back, marks in front of Daffy. Schwartz is lined up in defence. Neitz, of course, in full forward. Big fly from behind. Taken by Leoncelli. Bowden, the tackler. Loose ball, Gaspar. He'll get support, Bowden. One of the Tigers' young stars just heads straight for line. Puts it over for a boundary throw in.
Well, that's what Darren Gaspar does so well. Sweeps off the back of the pack. It's very poised. A big fly here. That was a great attempt there. Unfortunately, didn't pull it off. It would have been good if he did.
Well, he had a fantastic season last year, Brad Green. He'll be under a lot more notice this year from the opponents. Burke doing the ruck work. Coming away with the ball, Toyney gives it across. Tivendale has to kick on his non-preferred foot, and it's a ripper too. Finds Daffy, he's on centre wing. He's marked in front of Walsh, down towards the half-forward line. Ingerson gets back. Showed a lot of courage, but here's Richardson. Listen to the Tiger supporters. Richardson runs the 50, runs into trouble, feeds it off to Tivendale, should kick a goal. 30 metres out, it's a poor kick.
Oh, what a shame.
Through for a behind.
Well, it's a bit of a shame. It's such a good build up there. Richardson made the break early and found had a bit of a run at it, which is a good pair of hands there. It's a good sign from him. He takes an early one, Doug, and he's on his way.
Absolutely, Fish. Great signs there for Richo, and a bit of surprise in the ruck here. Ray Haw is running with Jeff White. I thought maybe Benny Gale or maybe even Ottens would start in the ruck, Fish.
Well, Hall did the job on him in the Ansett Cup, so give the kid a chance, I suppose, to do it again.
Rigoni was looking for Schwartz. Campbell, the tackler, drives, was it McDonald, into the ground? A bit of feeling.
Well, we know Jeff White, Doug, likes to have the run of the play a bit and likes to work the field. in his own at his leisure, and very, very effective at it. So Hall's got a big job on his hands today.
Well, expected top today, 20 degrees, and currently it's 20. It's a beautiful day, partly cloudy. We are expecting maybe a shower or two developing a little bit later on. On the bench for Melbourne, Beams, Brown, Lamb and Bruce, and for the Tigers, Hilton, Chaffey, Fiora and Gale. Front edge of the centre square, Campbell. Didn't hit his target. Tivendale, one of the big improvers last year for the Tigers. Bowden's a thumping kick, caught. Great tackling. Demons putting the Tigers under pressure, backing back. Big pack of players. Rogers, quick snap, round the corner. He rushed it, not necessary. Had plenty of time.
He did have time, didn't he? Just to balance, maybe turn and straighten on his right, but the heat of the game early has got the players disposing quickly of it.
Collins finds Ingerson, just ambles off the mark, gives it across. McDonald has already had a bit of a pushing shove with Wayne Campbell. Schwartz caught in two minds. Caught is Walsh. Put him under a lot of pressure. Tawney thought he might have been caught high, and he'll take the free kick. Now they're going to pay advantage, and Daffy will come away from half back. It's a poor kick. Collins drops a sitter. Lucks a fortune. Rigoni, edge of the centre square, unloads a big bomb. Backing back, here comes Neitz. Got his hands on the ball. They'll need a crummer at ground level. Picked up by Gurgic around the corner and spots Uze. Well, he's a goal kicker.
Well, he can kick this, Uze. Doug, I reckon he's got a lethal left foot outside 50. Normally probably better on the run.
He certainly can fish, yeah, no doubt about that. And Matthew Collins has got the job on Matty Rogers, so he's a bit lucky when he dropped that mark. The ball was turned over for his teammate to kick it forward.
Uze from 55 metres. Kicks a goal.
Well, he's lethal. You just got to be so switched on to these players who are capable from outside 50, and he's one of them.
No doubt about that, Fish, and just some quick matchups in that midfield. Clinton Kings looks like he's tagging Shameway Woden to stage. Matty Neitz, Andrew Leoncelli, and Adem Uze is running with Joel Bowden, so it'll be a fairly good matchup, those two. But you're dead right about that, Fish. The thing about Adem Uze, when he gets on that left side of his body, he can kick the ball outside 50 without a problem, either standing still or certainly on the run as well.
A couple of missed opportunities. There's Danny Frawley, Tigers coach. When the Tigers have gone forward, Melbourne go forward and kick a goal through Uze. In the ruck, Jeff White, one of the young stars of the competition. Leoncelli, offloaded that time by Campbell. Zilla picked up for the Tigers because he does like it in close. Collins did well, got a fist to the ball. Walsh, plenty of support from David Schwartz, who said during the week he could have been more physical in the grand final. We may see it today. Funky playing against his old side, goes short and finds Gurgic. Really has to step up this year, Brent Gurgic. Silly play. Schwartz, under pressure, can't really get his foot to the ball. Listen to the roar from the Tiger fans. They're in full voice, and it's all tied up on the edge of the centre square.
Well, you have to question either the lack of voice there for Gurgic or his peripheral vision. Shouldn't have got pinned there, and
he just lost his footing a bit, didn't he? Just lost his footing.
Lost his fare. And Schwartzy, of course, with those knee reconstructions, probably lost a bit of pace there. And going back in that back line, when you're under a bit of pressure, I suggest get rid of the ball a bit quicker.
Well, Woden got his hands on the ball. That was rugby style that time by Campbell. Tonight it was shoveled out. What a kick.
Great kick.
Finds Richardson. Well, he's the hero of Punt Road. Matthew Richardson. 55 metres out, unloads. Big kick. Great goal. He's back.
Well, welcome back, Matty Richardson. He's full of beans at the moment, isn't he? He's making plenty of space for himself. He's leading hard. This is a good win out of the contest here. Interesting to see Woden doing the ruck work there, but very sharp hands there, KB.
Sharp hands of Wayne Campbell.
We're at the ice cream scoop, I reckon. And Richo, what a finish there, Doug. Fantastic from outside 50. This is just going to lift the Tigers, no end.
Yeah, you just hate seeing champions out of the game injured, and this bloke certainly was on the verge of being. I know the word champion's been chucked around pretty easy these days. This guy, I reckon,
we're allowed to do that.
You fit in that category, don't you reckon, Fish?
Yeah.
He does fit in that category.
He does.
Richo.
Well, he only played the 3 games last year. Leoncelli working well out of that centre square, being marked by Tawney. He's opened the game well. Already 4 possessions, and Neitz, that's a strong mark in front of Leoncelli. Neitz has to kick on the right foot.
Great kick.
Finds Daffy. Plenty of dash through the centre square. Richardson's always going to be a target. He's running back towards the goal square. Funky
Now the whistle's gone, and Rogers will take the free kick.
I'd like to see that again because that was an interesting one. There was a hit there, some contact made, but the Tigers look very sharp. Neitz in his first home and away game without the captaincy. So he's probably hoping for a good season for himself, but that was great skills. Sharp, Daffy on the foot skills. Here's a replay.
Definitely a free kick there, Fish, against Matthew Collins.
Took him late.
Yep.
Well, he booted 37 goals last year. He was the Tigers' leading goal kicker. Directly in front. He'll shoot from 48 metres. Rogers. Straight through the centre.
Well, the Tiger fans are making their presence felt in the stands, as they so often do. Very vocal group, and they've got every right to be. I mean, some of the early signs here are very positive for the Tigers. They've been on top in the clearances early in this game. I know it's only very early, but centre bounces and ball ups. So, well, sometimes you can read something into that, Doug, when they're winning them in the clinches.
Yeah, no doubt, Fish, and on both occasions they had their 2 goals. It's been the ex-skipper, as KB said, Matty Neitz. He's disposal by foot, either side, right or left, has found a teammate. You know, brilliant football by Matty Neitz.
13 plays 6. The Tigers by 7 points. Bowden crunched into the ground too high. There will be a number of Melbourne players who get extra attention this year. He certainly will be one. Winning the Brownlow last year. Brad Green another. Cameron Bruce. All stood up last year. Surprised the opposition. Gaspar beaten this time by Neitz. Kicks a high ball. And it's been marked by Brad Green. Now he's a beautiful kick, Doug.
He is a great kick, KB, this young fella. I like the way he plays his footy. I mean, there was times, particularly outside 50, he can kick the ball nice and long. Of course, he's a natural left footer. Is it the young fella who was the cricketer? Did he play with a soccer? No, that was it.
Yes, went over, yes, a cricketer. And also went across, had a run with Manchester United. Kicks a goal.
You know, the thing I like about Green is his positioning as a forward. He gives himself a chance in front. We know he's got the pace, but he just got the break there on his opponent in this situation where he was in front and he found something like 5 or 10 yards, take this mark on his chest now.
One of the most important things, whenever your teammate kicks around a corner, always push to the front of a pack, because the ball will drop short.
Yep. And he does it very well, Green.
He's prepared to play in front of him. I mean, most occasions the young fella gets in front.
So the Tigers, 13 points to 12, and you see Demons with Jeff White in that ruck having an influence. Uze has already kicked the opening goal for Melbourne, inside 50. Neitz is going to come out and hit it hard. Gaspar, the consummate defender, along with Callaway, 2 All-Australians in the back, and Callaway will take the free.
As soon as I mentioned that the Tigers were on top in the clinches and the breaks, what do you know? Melbourne with 2 quick ones out of the middle.
Well, what a great success story it was for this man, Andrew Callaway. Couple of years has struggled to find a place on the list, finally gets onto the Richmond list, and within 2 seasons he's an All-Australian defender. Cameron, the ex-Bulldog, towards the half-forward line. Daffy and Walsh, that'll be a great contest. Walsh is super quick, looking for his teammate, just slapped the ball on, and Zilla makes it a contest for a toss back in.
Just talking about Andrew Callaway there, KB. Not just a great year that he had. I think he may have won that best and fairest last year for
the Tigers.
He
won the best and fairest as well.
All Australian as well. Terrific.
I suppose a bit unusual to see a side that finishes 9th having 2 key defenders in the All-Australian side, but Gaspar and Callaway, they were that good last year. Bowden belts the ball back to the edge of the square. Gurgic with those long arms, just couldn't hang on. Green.
Good hand.
Gets the run of Leoncelli through the centre square. The Demons on the charge. Neitz sets himself up. Gaspar makes it a contest. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Neitz. Second effort by the skipper. Round the corner. Just misses.
Well, you're right with the second effort there. Neitz is leading by example on the forward line. Both sides are putting pretty good forward line pressure on the in their respective halves, so it's a pretty intense start to the match.
Good kick by Bowden, finds Callaway. He's on the half-back flank, kicks a high ball down. Richardson's going to fly. He's going to hit the packs hard, as did this man, Matthew Neitz. Loves to set it up as the playmaker to Richardson. The old 1-2, it's a bad bounce. Didn't really hit its target. Hall showed lots of flexibility and athleticism. Taken by Jeff White, opens it up, crunch. Schwartz was caught. It was good anticipation by Campbell. Hall Looks like he's okay at ground level. Toe tap. Trying to get the ball out. The Tigers work it well. King missed a lot of football last year. Ottens.
Oh, great kick.
Well, the Raps are big. They're expecting huge things from this player this year. And that man on screen had a terrific first half of the season for the Tigers last year and then went down with a bad injury, and they did miss him.
Well, not to be overcritical there, but Nicholson's really got to be closer to him in those situations. It was pretty obvious to read the ball coming into the forward line. You'll be touching and feeling a goal. Give Ottens a run at the ball, and you're basically wrapping and tying the pass up for him and hand over to him for Christmas, Doug.
Well, you can't give him 5 metres, and on occasion Nicholson certainly did give him 5 metres, a play of his ability. And the way, as KB said, the way that Clinton King kicked the ball in, you've got to be very close, as you said, Fish.
Yeah.
Ottens, 6'8", huge man.
He's growing an
Usually
inch.
a beautiful kick.
Great
Hammers
through.
at home.
Oh, good finish. He's such a good kick for goal too, Big Ottens. He's very accurate, and you put him 30 metres out dead in front. You see in the replay here, that was a good effort there by Hill to get his boot to it, keep it alive, quick hands. And this guy's good. I think he's underrated a little bit, King, as a player. Not amongst his opposition, but he's damaging. He gets his ball in his hands in the ball, and well, more often than not, put down your glasses.
Well, he's grabbed his opportunity with the Tigers. (3-1-19) plays 2-1-13. Ottens now, fresh from kicking that goal, straight into the ruck. Woden wins the hard ball. And Toyney has been terrific for Richmond in this first quarter. Taken away by Bitterscombe, goes wide, sets it up to Campbell. Looks like he might be playing on Woden. And there's Ottens. From that centre square to the half-forward line. Kicks deep into the forward line. Getting back, Richardson, he's got it. Too big, too strong, too good.
Well, Fisher, I posed a question to Neil Danaher before the game.
Look at this, Doug. He just,
he just pushed him back, and Daffy Ingleson, get out of my way. Here I am.
got a big yawn.
This was always going to be a problem, I felt. You know, particularly going to play Holland, Ottens, and Richardson down forward. They're going to struggle to match them up.
Well, we heard Neil Danaher say before the game to you that if they don't catch it,
yeah,
you did. On the ball earlier, you were Doug, and
they're catching it
early in the game. They are catching it. So Neil Danaher might have his problems.
Richardson going for his second goal directly in front from 30 metres. The roar tells the story, straight through the centre.
Well, I'm not sure when Matthew Richardson woke up this morning and he was thinking about how he wanted to go today and not placing too high an expectation on himself. Would he have believed he'd have 2 goals in the first 10, 12 minutes of play? That's a dream start for Richard. It's great to have him back, and the Tigers would be, well, you think they'd have the shackles up their back saying anything's possible.
Wouldn't have played much footy, I don't think, pre-season.
Matthew Richardson has already booted 2 goals in this first quarter. He's looming as the danger man. Got a tremendous roar when he ran out onto the field and took his first mark. Ball goes to ground. King, terrier-like, desperate, dives on the ball. Zilla, caught high.
Interesting thing happening here in the centre bounces. Jeff White's rucking very well, getting his hands to the ball, being aggressive with his breaks forward. We see Ottens slipping out the other way, so they're going to get caught out occasionally. One of these guys is going to stand up and kick a goal or 2 today, I'd say.
Well, they've got the twin towers, Ottens and Richardson. Richardson gets a shove out. As a glance at the umpire, and a big wry smile as Ingerson pumps the ball back. Gurgic from behind. Burke sizes up the situation and goes short to Tivendale, who can kick the ball a long way. Here comes Ottens, and chipping in front.
Holland?
No, yes, it's Holland. So he's come right across. So with Ottens down there, Holland also chipping in, and also Richardson. Plenty of marking power for the Tigers.
The unfortunate thing is, Dougie, this is almost a September team, isn't it? They're built for
ready to go,
spring football, but the duration of the season has caught them out the last couple of years. This guy here, not unlike his brother, good pair of hands.
Absolutely. The good thing about it, talk about players of injuries, David Burke. It's good to see David Burke out there. He's missed a lot of footy.
Dangerous kicks. It was a wasted kick. Neitz couldn't take control. Collins, hands and knees, quick hands, chance for the Tigers. Front edge of the square where Woden's caught. It's been pinched. Zilla to the line. Off hands. Out of bounds. Well, I think Holland should have had a kick from there. He booted 29 goals last year. He did play a lot up back, but he knows how to kick a goal, and really, it was only, what, 35, 40 metres out.
You're always risky when you've got a guy coming at you at full tilt, someone hot on his heels.
Yep.
Just the pass has got to be spot on.
Kicking short to a contest really makes it difficult. And Melbourne just happy to place the ball over the line. But the free kick is being paid. Holland's upset. Leoncelli will take it. Squeezed up in the back pocket. Finds Brown. Started on the interchange bench. To Schwartz. Playing at centre half back. Robinson. Strong grab for his size. Good hands by Walsh to Uze. Gurgic under pressure from Burke. It's a good matchup. King goes to ground. In fact, King might be playing on Woden.
Well, that's a good matchup, that, because King can run with the best in the competition.
Benny Gale. To Burke. Wobble. Just wobbles that kick back towards half forward line. Here's Neitz. Touch of magic. Tivendale wants to draw an opponent. Does well. Runs to 50. Kicks to the square. Getting back is Ottens. Well, if you keep pumping the ball in long and it's a one-on-one contest, either Richardson or Ottens are going to take the mark.
Well, it's the golden rule when you've got such a tall forward line. Don't over-finesse outside 50, coming through midfield. Look up, look long and see what's on offer. If it's not on offer, kick it high and long to space, and something's often created, Doug.
No doubt, Fish, and the big raps on Greg Tivendale down at Richmond. I think he's a very, very bright future, and last year showed some very good signs. That was a brilliant dummy handball there. Terrific play by him.
Coming from the marshal, the dummy handball himself.
I was good at that, Fish, wasn't I?
You were very good at that.
So was KB at the handball.
Now, David
you were very
Burke
good at the dummy
off.
handball, KB. You always dummied.
I did dummy handballs for 20 years. Ottens going for goal number 2.
Oh.
2 goals to Brad Ottens.
We've seen a little bit of that already this weekend, with guys backing themselves in from the acute angles, kicking around corners, swing on their left boot. I suppose it's indicative of the skills of the modern footballer, Doug. I mean, you were ahead of your time, of course, mate, but these guys, no matter who they are giving themselves a bit of a back in.
I think you're right, Fish, and I think you hit on there before that the Richmond are ready to play, they are.
Well, Melbourne's having trouble manning up. You see Ottens there with Nicholson. They've also got Richardson with Ingerson. And also Holland also there hovering around centre half forward. Campbell, Richardson in front. Ingerson, the consummate defender. There's a free kick to the Tigers. It'll be taken by Zilla.
It's not a bad luxury, KB, as we see the ball having to come back there. To be able to swing Brendon Gale into the ruck late in the quarter and put all its tall timber forward, and we know Brendon Gale's no slouch when it comes to getting out there and turning a game.
Zilla from centre wing. Here's Ottens again. Well, they look a bit slow on the forward line. You can understand when you're beaten overhead because they're just too good or too tall or jump over the top of you, but certainly on the lead. I mean, he's 3 or 4 metres in front there.
I'm a bit concerned that the Richmond midfield, the smaller players, Zillas, Campbell's, Knight, are getting a little bit of latitude. At some point in the quarter, maybe you've just got to say that we're just going to tighten up and play them on the merits for a little while, see if we can swing the game back our way. Because at the moment, Richmond just have the momentum.
Well, it's a 45-degree angle. He'll be shooting from just right on 50, so it's not an easy kick. But Otten's got a wonderful kicking style for a big man, one of the best I've seen. I wouldn't be surprised if he kicks it. Look at this magnificent kick. 3 goals to Ottens, 2 to Richardson. The Tigers have kicked 6-1 to 2-1. 21 minutes gone in this first quarter.
Well, KB, they often let you down when you give him a rap, but he hasn't let you down, and that went right through the middle.
He's a great player, this young fella. Has an enormous amount of potential. The thing about it, Fish, I think he hit on there before, when you've got the marking power down there, why chip the ball around? Yeah. Move the ball in quickly, give him a chance to be one-on-one. They're going to mark it 8 out of 10. They're so big and strong.
So Melbourne under pressure. 6-1, plays 2-1. Leoncelli can Continues to try and work hard out of that centre square. Gurgic, quick hands to Green. He's already kicked a goal. He's got two.
Well, very, very well done, Brad Green there. A good finish, and that's what he's one of the major strengths of his games, are finishing. Well, they've got to get in there. I mean, the centre bounce work's been pretty good for the Demons, and they've been clearing it well, but the rebound from the Tigers has been exceptional. Here, loose ball, quick hands, fantastic football there, and a great finish from Green now. Just got to get in there, got a smaller forward half. If Schwartz can bring it to the ground, they give him a chance. They've just got to give him a chance.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals on Andrew Callaway. So 2 goals to Green, playing on the All-Australian. David Neitz has gone back to centre-half back. Schwartz has gone to the forward line. So the Demons now just trying to curb that tall marking ability of the Tigers. Here's Walsh. He'll continue to hit the ball hard. Gurgic, a clever player around the corner, wanting a good bounce was Robinson, didn't get it. Good tackle on Biddiscombe. Picked up by Ward, pumps the ball back inside 50. Gaspar hits the ball hard. Schwartz having a crack at it on the forward line. Gaspar just happy to see the ball over for a toss back in.
Well, I think the Tigers are very lucky. Gaspar's not 1 inch shorter than he is, because if that had gone over the top, there was a player in the clear for Melbourne. But great defensive work there by Gaspar.
4.5 minutes left in this opening term. Chance here. Leoncelli needs a good bounce. Hitting the ball hard was Cameron, and Campbell happy to concede a behind.
Well, it's a good, quick decision to make in that situation.
It was, yeah, it was. Intelligent play.
Yeah.
Just going to say, boys, Ottens now has Ingerson's got Ottens at this stage. Nicholson's picking up Richardson, and as KB said, Neitz now playing on Holland with Schwartz going into the forward line for the D's.
Cameron. Short to Campbell. And the space opens up to Gaspar, who at one stage looked like he was going to be a Melbourne player when he left the Sydney Swans, but they just didn't have enough money. At the time, Walsh. Some fancy footwork. The Demons have a chance. Rigoni can set it up. Now some loose players are set up. Uze wants it short. Just needs to be a good kick. Finally takes it over.
I just think sometimes out of screen there was about at least three Melbourne players central, just pushing through the corridor towards goal. You know, players just got to really try hard to get their vision up to the centre of the ground a little bit when they've got time and space, and that's exactly what they had there.
Boundary throw in on 50, so a chance for the Demons. Schwartz started at centre half back, now has been moved to the forward line. Robinson can be hard to match up on. Schwartz kicks a poor one, been marked by Gale. Gives it to the run of Hilton.
Richo's on.
Who started on the interchange bench along with Benny Gale. And look at this, Richardson. Those long arms, then drills it. Looking for Rogers, kicked off the ground by Neitz. Nicholson just paddles the ball along. Walsh is working overtime in defence along with Leoncelli. Collins had to backtrack, conceded ground. Chips the ball, looking for White. Brown has got pace. Edge of the centre square. Towards centre half forward, Robinson again, leading in front. They're making hard work of it, the Demons, not really helping their forwards. That's 3 occasions now that Robinson has led out in front, and 3 times the ball has either bounced in front of him or bounced over his head.
Well, he's picking up the flow of play very early, Robertson. I've seen it on a couple of occasions when the ball's been deep in the defence. He's made position well, but as you say, KB, just letting him down a little bit with disposal. Give him a chance, put it in front, a little bit of air.
And Fiora's on for the Tigers as well. And Stephen Phoebe has come on for Melbourne. Schwartz. It's a high ball. It's off target. Out of bounds on the full.
Well, just talking about Robertson there, fishing KB. The good thing about him too, he's got a great pair of hands for his size. He's a very, very strong and good mark.
Yeah.
But he's only about 6 foot.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
and the
right,
fact
KB.
is, when he leads for the ball, you've got to actually put it out in front of him, but you can't have it. Oh, what?
Oh.
What a leap. Woden sets it up, finds Collins. Melbourne trying to weather the storm here from the Tigers, the big onslaught. The Twin Towers up forward have booted 5 goals between them. That's Ottens 3 and Richardson 2. Brown too far out to score. Robinson's got Biddiscombe lurking around the goal square. So it's a long ball. The Tigers seem to have some numbers. Looked like a free kick, was it? Not paid.
Well, I'm not...
Tawny might have been interfered with.
Oh, no wonder you gave it... No wonder you gave it away, Fish, after seeing Jeff White here. You were thinking of being a step ladder, Fish.
Well, I actually featured in Mark of the Year a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, Jeff White was on my shoulders.
Cameron does well, finds Callaway. Front edge of the centre square. Holland's on a lead. Ottens is on a lead. Ottens. Ingerson this time with that long reach. And Schwartz can't take control, sees it over the line.
Kim, I just want to backpedal a bit. When Melbourne had that ball outside 50, they just didn't hold it up long enough. You've got control, take your time and set something up, get a tall back down there, but they blazed away and only got a point for the trouble.
I reckon you're right, Fish, but I just reckon as well, Neitz now's gone to the back line. They've only really got Schwartz down there, I suppose, that really marking option. As KB said before, young Goalkickers could be the man to take a few grabs.
Leoncelli has had 6 possessions, just wobbles the ball towards the half-forward line, greens the tackler, but the free kick is going to Bitterscombe. Is it? No, it's Callaway.
Well, due credit to the D's here the last 5 minutes of the game. They've settled the dust a bit.
Have a look at this.
Good contest. Here we go.
Some slack checking here to Zilla, and Holland should take an easy mark. One grab.
I have to say, rarely do you get an easy mark against Neitz. He'll make you earn it. But
Campbell wants it short.
Oh. Well,
that was clever play then, because Ottens led and Campbell led behind him. Then Ottens peeled off from his lead to enable Campbell to continue on.
Well, that's very clever play, and that's a sign of a forward line working with cohesion and understanding. Blokes willing to make the self-sacrifice. They don't always have to be the one to kick the goals or be the target. So, that's often creative forward work is about creating space and creating an opportunity for a teammate. And as KB said, Campbell's got a shot here as a result of that.
We're under a minute left in this first quarter. The skipper from 50 metres has drilled it.
Gee, their finishing's been good.
It has
been
been
kicking
great.
The goal's been very, very good. Now, some days it works for you, some days it works against you, but it's a good day for football today. Not much breeze. The flag's just flapping a little bit, not even favouring Richmond's end, so there's really very little in it. But I was just saying how the Demons have just managed to arm wrestle it for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden a clear ball into the forward half, and the long arms. You see Campbell putting that through, but the long arms there of Holland, well, they're causing trouble, that's for sure, these tall blokes.
Great kicking by the Tigers. 7-1-43 to 3-3-21. And we're under 30 seconds, so the Tigers still have a chance. Chaffee pumps the ball long. Neitz couldn't take the mark. The Tigers desperate across that half-forward line. There's Adem Fiora, who's just come onto the ground. Tigers have got a chance. Time clock ticking away. The Melbourne defence under a lot of pressure. Ingerson good enough to get the ball away to Leoncelli. Just tumbles the ball back towards centre wing. Bowden's got it as the siren sounds. Great opening turn by the Tigers. 7-1-43. Melbourne 3-3-21 with Brad Ottens and Matthew Richardson, the stars, up forward. 3 goals to Ottens, 2 to Richardson, and singles to Rogers and Wayne Campbell. And for Melbourne, Brad Green booted 2 and Adamuze 1.
Well, the real challenge now for the Demon and Neil Danner and the Demons is to find how they can counter the tall timber of Richmond up forward half. The Tigers have been very impressive. Well, a good start to the game for the Tigers. We'll take a break. Be back shortly, MCG, for a resumption of the second quarter.
C7's telecast of the 2001 AFL Premiership season proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. And the new Nissan Pulsar. It breaks all the rules.
Start of the second quarter, 7-1-43. Richmond, Melbourne 3-3-21. So a 22-point lead. Ottens starting off in the ruck. Going to ground was Chaffee. Leoncelli has worked hard. He's had 8 possessions in the game. Tawney was a very good defender for the Tigers in that first quarter. Tivendale needs a kind bounce. Neitz beaten that time by Ward. Would tack the ball hard. Goes to ground. Be a ball up on centre wing.
I thought Stephen Silla had a very good first quarter for the Tigers. He had 5 kicks. Looks like now he may be having the job on Shamo Woden. I know Clinton King had the job in the first quarter. It appears Silla has Woden.
Well, Nicholson is still picking up Richardson, and Ingerson on Brad Ottens. And David Neitz is picking up Richardson. Is Holland, I should say. So that move was made late in that first quarter. Nicholson Breaking handball to Uze. Open the game with a goal for the Demons. Runs to the edge of the centre square, then chips it short. Gurgic on the stretch, couldn't take it. Marked by Hilton. Came off a big season with the Tigers, although he was suspended on 2 occasions. Bowden caught. Just a roll of the shoulders, good enough to get the ball away to Daffy, who stands and delivers wide. And there's the man, Ottens.
Bowden running.
Well, I tell you what, we said before, he's such a good kick. He may even kick this. He's going to lay it up short. It's a centering kick. He really just kicked it to a contest. Holland, good enough to get the ball away to Rogers, whose quick snap is off target and through for a behind.
Well, there are a few quality leads there to Ottens that were ignored, and in his haste probably chose the wrong option, but so it's a little bit of a shame they weren't able to capitalise on that.
Well, there's a few, Kev. He probably could have had a shot from there. He's capable of kicking the ball 55 metres.
Well, not much point kicking it to a contest where the player's under a lot of pressure. Yeah. We know he's a beautiful kick. He's in top form. He's booted 3 already. This is a poor kick from Bowden because he kicked it straight to Richardson and might send it straight back over his head. Which he's done, but he's off target.
Well, I
don't understand. I tell you what, I don't understand gun players like Bowden kicking the ball out. I'd rather see them down the ground myself where, you know, they create, they run to the pack, they run on, they bounce the ball, they carry the ball through the lines.
Well, I try to use them on the overlap a bit more. You know, they're great players because they are good disposers of the ball, they make good decisions, and they try to get the disposal off and then run through midfield hard.
Well, Rigoni's kick turned out to be a lucky one. Uze from centre half back, chips it short to finds Neitz. Kicks around the corner and for the second time straight over the head of Brent Gurgic. Hilton just sitting back across that half back line. Neitz short. Daffy takes a slips catch, kicks to space and finds Rogers. It's a wonderful kick. He's on 50. He's going to run around in that big arc. Big kick off target and through for a minor score.
Just watch here, Fish and KB, the kick out from the Demons here. What the Tigers are doing, they've got about 3 or their 4 big players outside 50. You'll see Richardson on the left-hand side, right-hand side here. You have Holland and you have Ottens out here as well.
And Hall's playing very tight with Jeff White.
Rigoni with strength from centre half back. And we've just witnessed it again, straight over the head of Gurgic, who got sick and tired of playing in front. Burke, quick hands. Neitz was under a lot of pressure. Second effort, does well, back to Burke. Shovels the ball out towards Campbell. It was pushed as he kicked the ball. It's marked by Collins. On the rebound, can the Demons hurt the Tigers? They've got space now. Gurgic says, kick it to me this time in front. Just ignores him, goes short, finds Leon, make that McDonald, point of the square. The run is on Leoncelli, his partner in crime, caught, and he's been legged.
Is it reportable maybe?
Now they've kicked a goal. The umpire's going to bring it back. That's Hayden Kennedy. Now Melbourne supporters want that goal to stand. Andrew Callaway has brought him down by the foot. Well, if it's
sometimes a bit confusing for the supporters, isn't it, KB? Why that has to come back?
Well, the umpire just didn't deem it to be an advantage.
That's
now we see Callaway. He's
no, there's nothing much in that, was there?
Well, he's grabbed him by the foot, but I mean, it's not a reportable incident because it was an accidental tackle. But if it was intentional, you can be reported.
Well, I said report, Kevin. I want to retract that. I don't think there's a lot in my opinion.
Oh no, try and put as many of the boys in as you can.
No, I retracted. I said it. I thought it looked like there was a lot more, but after seeing it again, no, I changed my mind.
Leoncelli from 55 metres. Now they can mark in the pocket. 2 grabs, not there for Schwartz. Zilla, hands and knees, takes the ball over. Now Melbourne supporters, they're claiming it was deliberate. Zilla did it well.
He did do it well, didn't he? Very clever, very lucky too, possibly.
Chance for Melbourne. Schwartz with strength. The Ox just tried to barge his way through. Neitz went backwards. Campbell feigned the handball and comes away. Goes for a run. 3 bounces by Campbell. Runs the centre half back. Looking up forward. He was looking for Holland. Neitz came out. Walsh will clean up. Just looking for the open spaces. Goes wide. Leoncelli. Make that McDonald. Did well. Good hands. Gets around Hall. Goes to ground. He's caught. Well, full marks to Hall.
Well, he was put in a very awkward position there, was McDonald. It was really a 50-50 contest out wide.
It was a bad option.
Yeah.
Yep.
Daffy unloads to the square. Rogers is getting back. Quite strong overhead, Rogers. Nicholson. Fossigan for the ball on the ground, Melbourne.
Can you just feel the crowd rise as the ball comes along into the Tigers forward line? There's a great deal of expectation surrounding these tools, and it's a good buzz around the ground.
7-4-46 the Tigers, 3-3-21 Melbourne. And a big chance for the Tigers. Ottens. Quick snap. Off target.
Well, those ones are often a snap. Well, often you can say they're justified. They can be ugly, but they can be very effective. It's very difficult to get a clean possession out of those forward pocket boundary throw-ins, Doug. So,
yep.
Pretty clever, in fact, for Brendon to be able to get his foot to the ball there.
Must be relayed kick down the ground here, boys.
Yes, there is.
Hall must be playing a little bit too tight on Jeff White there, I'd say.
Something grabbing him.
So the free kick comes to the front edge of the centre square.
Oh,
and finds Walsh wide. Can Melbourne hurt the Tigers? Walsh. Kicks to the pocket.
Well
looking
done.
for Green. Make that Cameron Bruce. Now he's booted a lot of goals last year, Cameron Bruce. He was a real surprise packet for Melbourne. Started on the interchange bench. Goes short. Finds Schwartz.
Well, I'm glad he did find him, because the D supporters' hearts will be in their mouths when they try and pass off within 30, but he's improved the angle here. It was a good lead and a very good kick there by Walsh. That's where they're falling down a little bit with their kicking into the forward 50 today. But here we've got Schwartz, who's a good finisher, and he'll enjoy it if he kicks it, and the Demons really need this one.
Well, this will bring Melbourne back to 20 points. They trail by 26 points. And the Tigers have been dominating this game. Schwartz.
Great kick.
Magnificent kick. Keeps Melbourne in touch.
Well, it was a good finish there by Schwartz. Doug, and you just get the, well, I get the impression at least that the D's are working pretty hard for their goals, and a little bit harder than the Tigers. And there's nothing to suggest at the moment the Demons are back in it, but I've really, at the start of this quarter, at least looking like they can do something with this game.
(7-5-47) Richmond, 4-3-27 Melbourne. So the Demons within 20 points. And Leoncelli has been very good at that centre bounce. He's had it 10 times, Doug.
Yep.
And if Melbourne can get a goal, the next goal, get back to 14 points, they would have done very well, because the Tigers have really been a dominating side. Gurgic from the pocket. Looking for Schwartz. Gaspar happy to take it over.
Well, this is a very important part of the game for the Demons. They get a goal here, maybe even two, and you never know how easily momentum can swing, and you can plant the seed in the opposition's mind.
Schwartz to do the ruck work, thumps the ball back towards the goal square. Bowden tries to fend off Bruce. Hand pass is wild. Chance for Brown. Ricochets back over the line for a boundary throw-in, just 15 metres around from goal. Stephen Ziller on screen, playing his first game for the Tigers. Gaspar will do the ruck work. Chance for Gurgic. Had plenty of time. He's been pinged.
I'm not so sure I can ever really come to terms and agree with that. Here he is, he's got control, he wants to give, he's making his decision.
Long time.
It's a long time, but he wasn't being impeded to give the handball, so, I mean, within the spirit of the laws of the game, it's a free kick, but pretty hard.
Burke pinpoints at the Hall. Young man from Woy Woy. Spike Milligan's mum.
Is that right?
Lived at Woy Woy. Made it famous. Chaffee. Kicks towards centre-half forward in the long arms of Jeff White. You ever been to Woy Woy, Doug?
Where is it, KB, again?
You've probably done a sportsman's night there.
A couple of times then.
Neitz at centre-half back. You just get the feeling that Melbourne's just starting to find its legs.
You do.
It's been an onslaught from the Tigers. Ingerson. He's going to put the ball out in front. Leoncelli. I've been impressed with his game so far. Towards centre-half forward. Chaffee. Got his hands on the Sherrin. Bowden. Driven into the ground by Bowden. Brown goes short. Looking for Bruce in front. Did he get a shove? Yes. Short kick. Uze has marked. He's just 15 metres out.
Is it an advantage, Ked, to be kicking it towards that forward pocket, or does the ball have to come back here? Is that an advantage? Like, I mean,
well, he's a left footer for a start.
Yeah, but I mean, he's directly in front. The umpire called play on, did he? Okay.
No, he just elected to play on.
Okay.
Well, I got a message very early in my career from Kevin Sheedy, who said if I passed it off with as we watch it coming for goal, within 30, I'd be off the ground. So.
Yeah.
Adem has missed.
And so I rarely passed it off from within 30 for the rest of my career.
Well, Tommy Hafey told me if I passed it off within 80, he'd take me off.
You blokes must be related.
No need to take him so literally.
Gaspar got his hands on the ball. Melbourne, a wasted opportunity. Uze, can he make amends from 50? Long bomb, hits the post.
You just get a feeling now that these midfielders are starting to get on top. Their half-back line is starting to switch the ball around. Peter Walsh is starting to give a bit of run off the half-back flank. His opponent is Nick Daffy, so he's been pretty good this quarter, young Walsh.
Cameron looks out to Hall. Crashed into his teammate. Taken away. Big chance now for the Demons. Ben Beams.
Great kick.
He's a goal kicker.
Well, the boys are pumped. There's no doubt about it, and so they should be. They've just turned this game on its ear in the last 5 minutes.
I was going to give him a cook fish. I was going to give young Beams a cook then for not kicking the ball towards the centre square.
No.
Have a shot from the angle.
Oh, the boy's on the run and he's backed himself. Look at this, he's got the ball inside the boundary.
Yeah, go on.
Well, no,
Great
I think he
kick.
did the right thing. The options really weren't there square of the contest. He might have put Gergich under a bit of pressure, being a stationary. So it's a great finish there by the young man. Great finish. And a great game of footy.
Well, Ben Beams came into the Melbourne side last year, played in the grand final when Cameron Bruce had to pull out. And Melbourne are within 12 points. We've got just 10.5 minutes left in this second term. And this centre square, they're starting to dominate, Doug. Good point of yours. It's 50, Schwartz, the Ox, weaves his way out of trouble on 50. Poor kick. In front, Brown trying to make ground. Didn't get the bounce he wanted. Bruce comes in hard, forces the contest. In fact, he's given away the free kick.
Well, I wouldn't mind if I was coaching Melbourne that see that exuberance at the contest in the forward 50, and it's not a bad place to give a free kick away.
Bitterscombe finds Bowden, so it's a transfer of play, goes wide. Callaway's the target. Zilla, short, inside the centre square. Still in the back half.
Doing a good job on Bowden too, Zilla.
Been good.
Wobbles the kick forward, and Ottens playing in front. Well, he's just about marked everything that's come his way.
That's his 5th.
Richardson says, kick it to me in the square and I'll take a screamer.
Well caught, Kev.
Are you reading the play well today or what?
Oh, KB, you're on fire.
You're on. Go home, mate.
Have a shower, KB. Get in the car and go home.
That's what I used to say to you at training, didn't they, Dougie? You're training too well, mate. Get
That's
out
why
of
the
here.
man played 490 games, wasn't it, Kev?
Well, he's kicked 2 goals, both those goals coming in the first quarter.
Well, look at the marks. Ottens just taken his 6th. Richardson's just taken his 6th.
Yeah.
It's a fairly imposing stat for just over halfway through the second quarter.
Richardson, a tight angle, but he's only 25 metres out. Doesn't like it.
I'd really like to see, I mean, we've been singing the praises of the tall timber and they've justified it. It's been well earned. But the possibility is just there that Richardson might run out a bit of gas as the game wears on. You'd really love to see him converting those ones just to make the most of every chance he gets.
I think, Fish, the point you made then was the marking power in forward for Richmond. For Melbourne down there, I mean, I know Schwartz started back, he's had 1 mark. Neitz is now playing back, he's had 2 marks. Brad Green's a forward, he's kicked a couple of goals, he's had 1 mark. So really there's no marking power in their forward line.
That's what I'm saying earlier. Just like to see, although they're getting back into the game, their avenues to goal aren't any cleaner.
Yeah.
Collins did well running with the flight of the ball from the half-back flank. Uze pushed out that time by Hilton. He's taken a couple of marks across half-back since coming off the interchange bench. Nicholson in front of the pack. McDonald was caught by Holland. Ottens has it, feeds it off to Cameron, goes short and finds Campbell. You can see there the angle's going to be tight. Campbell wants to go short. In fact, he finds Richardson, so it was a good 35-metre kick. It was a big transfer of play. And Rogers has already kicked a goal.
So often, Doug, it doesn't come down to a guy the calibre of Wayne Campbell. As we see the ball come in here, just the vision. It's a difference, you know, between a good player and an ordinary player.
Experience,
He just spotted it up. And then there's execution, of course, but just the composure and vision.
Rogers from 40 metres has nailed it. 2 goals to Matthew Rogers, 3 to Brad Ottens and 2 to Matthew Richardson. They're the Tigers' main goal kickers, and for Melbourne, Brad Green's got 2.
I think 2 Fish there. I think the kick before, here we are, it's Leon Cameron. We know quite well how good he is both sides of the body. On that occasion, he could have went long, but no, he saw the teammate. And as you said, Fish, Wayne Campbell, no blinkers, looked up, saw Rogers on his own. Poor Matthew Collins was caught out. He went down the ground to try and make a contest.
Yeah.
Richmond by 19 points. The Demons got as close as 12. They trailed by 22 at quarter time. Zilla pumps the ball out of the centre square. It's a high ball. Richardson is always going to be a target up forward. He gets back to the goal square quickly too as well. Neitz did a bit of the hippy shake. Daffy unloads from 50. Way off target. Through for a behind.
Did they do the hippy shake in Woi Woi?
That's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from. That's a great finish. A really, very good commitment to the contest there by Holland, down low, and a good feed there. Is Aaron James there, KB?
Another big boy to come in. He'd be 6 foot in the old term. 6'4", sorry.
6'8", according to KB.
6'8".
No, he's not 6'8". He's still recovering from knee operation. There's a chance. Daffy should kick a goal. Well, you've got to be careful with those kick-outs, Doug.
Oh, don't they hurt, Dougie?
That was what I was trying to say before, which I was trying to explain. With the big players around outside 50, the D's have been forced to kick short from full back.
Yes,
and if you're not highly skilled in that area, you will turn the ball over, KB, and you just touched on it before. That is the reason why it's happening to the D's at the moment. The big Richmond players are outside 50, they've got to go short.
Well, it's a real kick in the pants too for the team when goals like that happen, turnovers from kick-ins. It can deflate a side. Let's see how Melbourne respond.
Tigers now extend the lead to 26 points. Just over 7 minutes left in this second quarter. Jeff White. Benny Gale. Eye off each other. That centre bounce. High leaping White. Zilla. He's added something to the Tigers midfield. Toyney has been good all day. Goes wide. Cameron. Caught. No free kick to Schwartz. Demon fans don't like it. And keep your mouth shut, says Guy Rigoni. That's a good way. I've never seen that before. Player putting his hand over the mouth of his teammate.
That's a free kick. That is a great tackle by David Schwartz.
Let's just see if we can catch Rigoni there. Just putting his hand across the face of David Schwartz.
Mum used to do that to me in church.
Well, they backtracked.
I saw that.
They conceded ground, but they found Neitz, who goes wide. Finds Schwartz, it's a good kick, and this time Gurgic playing in front. He's had the ball over his head a few times, kicks a high ball, makes it hard for Brad Green. Driven into the ground. There'll be a ball up 15 metres out from goal. Tigers by 26 points. 9-7-61 plays 5-5-35.
You don't mind seeing that, a long kick into the forward line where there's no options on, and if worst case scenario, look at this neutral situation, 15 metres out from goal, a real chance to the Demons.
Schwartz Takes it out. Quick snap. Great goal. Team lifting goal. David Schwartz is back. Well, he's got 2.
Did you see that? It's like
Let's have a look
Michael
at
Jordan at his best there.
Jeez.
Look at this for a ruck contest.
He jumped early.
He's got some tricks, hasn't he? It's great to see him when he's
He's a showman, isn't he?
playing footy like
He's a showman, isn't he?
Well, he's a player of instinct, you know, I think.
Character.
And he does things which may be deemed a little bit out of the ordinary, but he often gets away with them.
Inspirational goal by David Schwartz. 6 minutes left in this second term. They trail by 20 points. The Tigers 61-41. Gale feeds the ball off. Hilton. It's been handy since coming off the bench. Nicholson's got the sit. Good play by Richardson. Thrown off the ball. Fresh air shot. Campbell cops one in the back. And will take the free kick.
You caught it right there, Cav. A bit stiff there, Neitz, but you get him in the back, didn't he?
Hayden Kennedy just explaining the rules.
Just turned his body well, didn't he, Doug?
He did, yeah.
Well, that's just...
Smart play.
Yeah, look, that's the difference with Wayne Campbell. He just knows he's good over the ball and he turns his body well. He's a smart footballer and it makes up for a lot of sins, which Campbell doesn't have many of as he comes in to shoot the goal.
Game number 201 for Wayne Campbell, and he's got 2 goals.
Well, look, apart from the extraordinary effort of Schwartz there to kick a free goal, there is still that ever-present concern about Melbourne's avenues to goals, whereas Richmond are going forward. And although they got a free kick in this instance, they've just looked a little bit more imposing, and it's a great finish there by Wayne Campbell. The Demons just need someone to stand up and attack, I think, Doug.
Well, they kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes, Fish.
Yeah, impressive.
Well, he only kicked 14 goals last year, Wayne Campbell. I think he should kick around about 40 goals a season. Wins a lot of the ball, and he's a good kick. Maybe this year we might see him more as a goal kicker. Ward, good tackle by Richardson, loose ball. Brown, he's got pace, all tied up. It's a wild handball. Daffy, squeezed up on the boundary line, did well. It was quick hands to Rogers. Tigers might make something of this to the square. And Richardson flying across the pack. Ball through for a behind.
Well, you just go...
Just watch this again, Fish, this kick out here, mate. Sorry, mate. Just watch this kick out here.
I'm on your kick-out bandwagon here, mate. You're right.
And he's gone long now.
Rigoni, he's gone for Neitz. And it was 2 against 1. Smothered off the boot by Uze. Ward. It was clever play by Walsh. Tapped it onto the run of Brown. The kick's a poor one. Knight should gather. Always uses those quick hands. To Bitterscombe. Stands and delivers. Time for think music to Burke. On centre wing. He's going to find Daffy. So some scrappy play by the Demons. Daffy. Richardson is in the square. Says, kick it to me. It's a poor kick. Neitz came across the top, so was White. Phoebe has just come off the bench. Playing game number 236. Bruce has got talent. Between centre wing and half-back, they set it up to Gurgic. The Demons on the charge, inside 50. Gaspar read it well. Now some rebound from the Tigers. This will test Melbourne. Hilton. He's had a great quarter. Kicks a high ball back towards centre half forward. White gets back, the big fist away. Strong play. Taken away by Walsh. Working overtime across half-back. Phoebe sets it up to Brown. To Collins. Poor handball. This might hurt. McDonald was very aggressive. And the free kick is going to Richmond.
Melbourne got to be careful there. Just keep it disciplined. Keep the attack on the ball hard.
Richardson is heading back towards the goal square. Now the pocket. The lead is on. He should take an easy mark.
Good kick.
He is so quick. He started to lead towards the members' side. He turned back, ran across the goal square, and just ran into open space and Campbell just in front.
Yeah, look, I just continue to marvel at his pace. I mean, he did a magnificent effort just a couple of moments earlier where he chased wide and tackled. Took a little while to get up off the ground, and I thought, oh, he might be starting to feel the pinch, Doug, but those efforts there, as KB was explaining, he's a great athlete.
He gets quicker after every knee operation.
You're not supposed to.
Matthew Richardson.
Done it.
He has got 3.
Well, on one hand there you see the Demons going forward and they turn it over. I mean, that's a difference so far these last 4 or 5 minutes. I think probably at the, it's fair to say, probably the 17-minute mark of this second term, Richmond hadn't kicked a goal in this second quarter. Now they've kicked 4 goals probably in the last, 6 or 7 minutes. That's been the difference. They haven't turned the footy out, they used the ball beautifully.
Tigers by 33 points. They're led by 22 points at quarter time. Melbourne at one stage in this second quarter got within 12 points. Now the blood rule.
A little nick on the knee probably, or on the leg somewhere.
There's a bit of conjecture over this blood rule, KB, and you know the little grazes on knees or elbows that are sending players to the bin, and I know it's difficult to draw a line, but it could be pretty costly to a side. It was pretty costly to the Dogs last night when Nathan Brown was sent off.
Correct, yep.
Well, the new rule now is that you can go off anywhere on the ground and a player must come on, and you've got 30 seconds, so there's no more dawdling off the ground.
I used to love it, get a breather.
White. Just out jump Benny Gale. Neitz, always good at ground level. Such a smart player. He's been an inspirational player for the Tigers. And Gaspar, just showing a little bit of class. Wobbles the ball forward, and Neitz takes a big mark.
Well, Campbell and Neitz are both on target. Turnover.
You can never kick the ball running backwards.
No.
Unless you're good.
He's unbalanced.
You'd have to be pretty good to do that. And most times you make a mistake. Neitz, take 2 from half back. That's a better kick. Finds Brown, the run of Uze through the centre square. Wobbles it down. Bruce caught behind that time from Tawney. He's been hard to beat. Throws him to the ground. He didn't have the ball.
Well, here's a kid who's missed out last year and opportunity to the grand final. He passes off.
Well, it's a very enthusiastic crowd. Now Robinson, is it Brown? No, Brown. Nathan Brown will take the free kick and listen to the Melbourne supporters. They're in full voice.
Well, it's funny from Bruce to Brown, and there are 2 kids, Dougie, that the Demons will be looking for to step up after missing an opportunity last year, and they'll be pretty hungry. Oh, smack.
Kick there, Fish?
Oh, it's
no doubt
just.
a kick there. Yeah.
He earned it too.
Has never kicked a goal in AFL football.
Oh, here we go.
Well, fingers crossed.
Brown from 35 metres. And still hasn't kicked one.
Oh, his time will come. He just keeps on going at it like that, presenting himself.
Bowden brings the ball away for the Tigers. Looks for Benny Gale. Put him under a bit of pressure, but Daffy working hard in front of the pack. Sets it up. And Hilton might kick a goal. He's got to run inside 50. No one's going towards Hilton. He'll kick a goal 35 metres out. Rams at home. Melbourne players peeled off everywhere. Nicholson didn't want to leave his man. He kept feeding back. I think you've got to go forward and take the risk.
Great.
The handball's got to come over the top. They might fumble the ball. You've got to put some sort of pressure on the player.
Well, that's a great dilemma
pressure.
that we see coming forward here from Daffy. A great vision, great strike to Hilton, who Ottens just out a shot here is backpedaling, and Inglison's going to him. Now, is that, Dougie, the great defender's dilemma?
It was Inglisson. I think I mentioned Nicholson, but it was Inglisson. You've got to leave your man. You've got to come forward.
Go to him.
It may come over the top. They may get the handball, but he was going to kick an easy goal, and that's what happened. So the Tigers lead by 38 points. Time clock ticking away. Under 30 seconds left. Uze tackling him. Great play. Now it's coming back to the centre square, so there's a free kick there. Must have happened before the ball went forward. Phoebe goes wide. Neitz from behind did well, went the punch. Sets it up to White. Last gasp for Melbourne. Second quarter, White. Way off target. And a bounce or a mark to Holland. And the siren's about to sound. A tremendous first half by the Tigers. And listen to that roar. Tiger supporters absolutely thrilled with what they've seen in this first half. 12 goals, 880. They lead by 38 points. The Demons are 6-6-42. Richardson's booted 3. Ottens has got 3. 2 goals apiece to Rogers and Campbell, and singles to Hilton and Daffy. And for Melbourne, 2 goals apiece to Green and Schwartz, and singles to Adem and Ben Beams.
Well, a lot of back padding there, and justifiably, Doug, as the Richmond boys get together and say, well, another job well done. Melbourne bit at them in that quarter, but not hard enough. But Tigers steadied to just put some real space between these two sides. So the Demons make their way to the race now. Well, they'll be going to the half-time break, scratching their heads. What do they have to do to get back into the contest? And it should be interesting. The third quarter, very important for the Demons. We'll take a break. We'll come back after half-time. The commencement of the third quarter.
Start of the second half. 12-8-80 plays 6-6-42. So Richmond lead by 38 points. They led by 22 points at quarter time. Jeff White always can jump high. Leoncelli, I thought, he's one of Melbourne's best players in that first half. They need a couple of quick goals just to lift the confidence. They did get within 12 points in that second term. There's a chance. Schwartz going for his third goal. It's a shocking kick. It's a high ball. Pushing back. Cameron Bruce can kick it off the ground. He's got it. Just the start they want.
What a great start. And we don't want to suggest we've got a crystal ball up here, Doug, but we've given him, due credit where credit's due. Jeff White out of the middle. And he's had something like 14 hit-outs. The next best for his opponent, Richmond, has been Ottens with 3, but a good high ball forward. Just sometimes can create something out of nothing, Doug.
Absolutely. Sometimes you're off going long and going short.
Cameron Bruce missed out on the grand final last year. He was replaced by Ben Beams. Just couldn't come up from a thigh injury. Can he inspire a second half comeback for Melbourne? Bowden. Now the ball's got to come back. Bowden, just the 6 possessions in that first half. McDonald was pretty aggressive early. Again kicks a high ball. Schwartz is going to be the target. Just at ground level there, missing Jeff Farmer. Just that speed and brilliance. There's a bit of
good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Give one to Callaway on the scon there. And
accidentally just punched him in the nose.
Whoops.
Sorry about that.
Won't happen again unless you get in my way.
Boundary throw-in, 35 metres around from goal. So Melbourne, they would have got really revved up at half-time by Neil Danaher. It would have been disappointing that second half of that second quarter. Green kicks a high ball again. At the back, Neitz. He's on the forward line, Doug. That's where you want him. Matthew Neitz goes wide, very wide, for a toss back in.
Yeah, I just reckon, KB, if Melbourne are going to get back in the game, you've got to play Neitz up in their forward line, particularly the way Schwartz went in that second quarter. He got the D's back into the game, and you need that marking power down there. They have lacked marking power in their forward line.
So Neitz and Schwartz on the forward line. Schwartz started at centre-half back, then went forward. Booted a couple of goals, a team-lifting one. Now the umpire is going to ball it up.
Got 2 very competent, as we see the contest here. Lost his footing, made every attempt. Schwartz is very good at these contests as a ruckman. He's a bit short, but and Brendon Gale would have to rank as probably one of the strongest blokes in these situations in the league. So it's a battle of the heavyweights here.
Well, Bowden was the second man up. Again, it's all tied up on the half-forward flank.
Well, that's not bad to see Bowden doing that, is it? I mean, as a ruckman, I don't like it, unless it's pre-organised.
Well, when you're struggling fish, you've got to get yourself into the game a little bit, and you've got to just try and do something different.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see his minder there, Stephen Ziller.
Yep.
Who has been keen to sort of keep the Brownlow medalists down to just an ordinary game, and so far in the first half, he's limited the Melbourne champion. Here's Benny Gale, takes Gurgic over the line, right in front of the MCC members.
You know, the thing it does with Stephen Ziller, as you see it go over the line, it's a bit of a how do you do. Nothing there. The Ziller's recruitment has allowed King a bit of space, and Danny Pearl would be pretty pleased to share the load in those areas of tagging.
And Hilton just weaved his way out of trouble. Neitz with that wonderful touch, ducks his head,
Free kick.
and he's been pinged.
Oh, bit stiff. Bit stiff.
Jeez. You'd like to have a chance, wouldn't you?
A little bit tough. Brown trying to keep the ball alive, being met hard by Campbell.
Well,
I'm not being rude fishing, KB, but Matty Neitz had his head ripped on it. Okay, he was on the ground, didn't duck his head. That's 2 or 3 kicks.
you're supposed to reward the player who's over the ball and first
Absolutely.
in.
Campbell, that was a test of strength against Woden. Trying to kick the ball off the ground was Cameron. Caught high was McDonald. No free kick. Rigoni pumps the ball back to the centre square. Gurgic comes out, needs clean hands, does well. Woden runs through the centre square, unloads, looking for Neitz. At centre half forward, Gaspar, the big fist away, taken by Leoncelli. Melbourne need a goal.
Oh, yes.
They've got it.
Well,
They've kicked 2 goals in 5 minutes.
that's just the start the Demons needed, Duggan. Just get the notion, just watching the early part of this third quarter, that Neil Danaher might have said, boys, just go out there and take some risks.
Yeah, I reckon you're right there, Fish. No doubt about that. Great play by Gaspar too to punch that ball away from his opponent, David Neitz. But there again, Leoncelli in the perfect spot, front and square, where the ball's going to be.
The Demons drag it back to a 26-ball game. 12-8-80, plays 8-6-54. They trail by 38 points at half-time. Now 26, and White winning in the ruck. And Leoncelli is tearing the Tigers apart in that midfield centre bounce. This long kick's going to be marked by Chaffee. He's had 17 possessions, Leoncelli. He's kicked the goal. Pulled off the ball was Campbell. Will take the free kick. Waste no time. Bitterscombe across half-back. Sets it up short. Callaway. And a couple of goals kicked on him by Green early in the game. De Tourney, who's been very solid. Edge of the centre square. Good penetrating kick. Backing back. Rigoni. The crummer. Pounced on by Neitz. Loves to set it up. Centering kick. Tall timber. Great grab. Well, he was giving away inches to Jeff White, the one of Woden. Melbourne supporters sense the Demons are going to have a real crack in this third term. Nearly clean bowled was Tawney, did well. Back to Bitterscombe under pressure, they've got the numbers. Numbers will win out. Tawney does well. Saw it coming, sets it up to Hilton. The run is through half-back. Melbourne now starting to apply some pressure. Chaffee rockets the ball back to Hilton. Found his mark. Hilton with speed, pace, finds Gale.
Great work, Phoebe.
They force the ball up to the half-forward line. Great kick, finds Ottens on the stretch. He can kick it. He's a beautiful kick.
That he is, KB, and, well, all due credit to both sides there. The pressure's on, and Melbourne are saying to the Tigers in their actions at the moment that she's not going to be a one-way street this second half.
Well, he's kicked 3 goals. All his goals coming in that first quarter. Kicked it behind in the second quarter. Lead by 26 points. It's a tough angle and a tough kick. He's one of the best in the game. And that's a shocker. He'll be shaking his head in disbelief. Melbourne supporters, one holding the ball. Uze, Nicholson, some quick hands. They work their way out of trouble through Phoebe, but Hilton, who's been a surprise packet since coming on, 6 marks and 14 possessions, sets it up. Bowden should kick a goal. Straight through the centre.
It's a good finish by Bowden. The ball can be in anyone better's hands, because Bowden is a wonderful disposer of the footy. Kick it a country mile, but you just hope the Demons don't drop their heads in this situation with the goal here by the Tigers, because the game is not out of reach. As evidenced early in this third quarter, the Demons have got what it takes. They can just keep penetrating through midfield, running hard, taking those risks.
11 possessions to Joel Bowden. He's also now kicked a goal. He's taken a couple of marks as well. White continues to jump high. McDonald forces the ball towards the half-forward line. Bruce playing in front of Bitterscombe. Good clean hands. Spears it. Great kick. Finds Schwartz.
The reason that was a great kick is the fact that the ball was put 10 metres out in front of Schwartz, not where he was going to
Plus 50. So this will be a certain goal for Melbourne. Schwartz is going for his third goal.
What was that for, Kev, that one?
I was looking downfield to see who was in the square. He may not have come back on the mark.
Oh, he's back. I
We'll have to check it.
thought he was back on the mark, but it's an unusual one. It's going to keep us
Schwartz will just pop this through, and Melbourne will drag it back again to a 26-point ball game. Bang.
Well, you don't know what happens in those situations. You don't know whether it was an undisciplined act by one of the Richmond players or what happened. But
Probably stepped over the line, Fish. He may have stepped over the mark. Or
it's a goal.
It's on the board. You did right. Good kick by Campbell, Bruce. Yeah, sorry, Fish. Yeah.
No, not at all. Schwartz has been good. He's answered a bit of a challenge.
Well, you can see Danny Frawley is not very happy about it.
No.
Because if you're shooting from 55 metres out, you lessen your chances, but very hard to miss when they're standing on the goal line. 86 plays 60. They're led by 22 points at quarter time. The Tigers 38 at half time, and now by 26. Leoncelli, take a bow because you've been fantastic. Daffy wobbles the kick forward. It's good hands. It's taken by Bowden, try to set it up. Ward hits the ball hard. Keeps paddling the ball along in front. Daffy crunched that time by Collins. So a little bit more physical pressure now being applied by Melbourne. There's Collins into Daffy. Boundary throw in, 50 metres out from Richmond's goal. Rigoni, front of the pack. Gale, the tackler. Daffy takes it over.
You mentioned there, KB, a greater physical presence by the Demons, and I just think that's imperative. I think Neil would have put the wind up in a little bit, Neil Danaher, just to go and fly the flag a bit more, Hawk.
60 metres out from Richmond's goal. Chance over the back. Campbell, the skipper, has booted two. Unselfish play to Rogers. Has to kick around the corner. Bowden takes the mark, but it's through for a behind. Not quite certain whether it was necessary to actually pass that one off. It was unselfish play.
Well, they're on if you've been able to draw the opponent of the player you're giving it to, but in this instance, he just wasn't able to draw that opposition player well enough, and it had Rogers trying to kick around the corner.
Kicked 2 goals for now, Matty Rogers.
Walsh to bring the ball back into play. Goes wide. White was a target. Nicholson does the roving. Finds Rigoni. A little bit more run through midfield now for Melbourne. McDonald, Rigoni and Woden plus Leoncelli starting to find the ball. Gurgic. Looks like he's got a tremendous amount of talent. That's another great kick. That's 2 great kicks. Finds Schwartz. Will we see another 50? Come back, says the umpire. Come back.
Come back.
Come back. Callaway does it.
He's no slouch, Callaway, so Schwartz has been very good early here.
This will be a team lifting goal. He's outside of 50. This will bring him to within 20 points. He's got it. The Ox has kicked 4.
Well, KB and Fish, just when I criticised the D's in the first half for the delivery of the ball in their forward line, as KB just said, their last 2 goals were resulted in terrific kicks by the players up the ground. But what they've done here, you can see here, they put the ball 10 or 15 metres in front of their teammate, gave him every opportunity to do that. And once again, as KB said, David Schwartz now has kicked 2 goals in this quarter.
Well, they're captain's goals too in a lot of ways.
They are.
No, he's not the captain, but he's a leader, and he's doing what it takes.
Melbourne trail by 21 points. Schwartz has booted 4 goals. Hilton just keeps on winning the ball. And a free kick, much to the delight of the Melbourne fans, will go to Walsh at half-back. Gurgic was the target. He's gone further. He's gone for the longer option in Bruce. Has to control it. Does it well, Gurgic. Being very lively across the half-forward line. Schwartz!
Oh, he's on fire.
He's off. Schwartz wants to take him on. That was silly play. To Bruce. He's under pressure. Back to Woden. Has to stand and deliver.
Hang on.
It's coming back.
You know, you call
it was a reverse torpedo.
It was a ripper. But you got these blokes taking risks now. It's great football to watch when they're prepared to break the shackles and have a go. And you said silly play Schwartz, but
Well, it was because he actually balked and never moved off his line.
He didn't move. No, he didn't. He showed him the ball, but the body's got to go too.
You got to deviate the body.
Yeah, the body's got to move.
it's like he was posing one of those footy card shots.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Scanlon Chewy Gum, DJ years ago.
Tawney puts it over the line on the full.
Oh,
Ingerson. Richmond by 20 points. Ingerson from halfback. Takes him on. Had it and lost it. I think you're right, Doug. I think Neil Danaher said, look, just take as many risks as you can. We're going nowhere at the moment. Leoncelli. It's been great. McDonald paddles the ball along. Daffy concedes ground to Hilton. It's been a winner across half-back. High ball. Gale hitting the ball hard also was Ottens. Neitz stayed down. Has to kick hurriedly around the corner. Walsh. Starting to get some numbers around the football now, Melbourne. They're under pressure. Look at Schwartz. He's now in defence.
He's everywhere.
He's been inspirational. Collins.
There's two
The
of them.
ball opens up. Ben Beams will mark. He's on the half-forward flank. He's got a paddock. He's going to get support from Nicholson. Centering kick. Finds Ward. 55 metres out.
It's on to
Short,
Leoncelli.
it's on. He finds Leoncelli. Can he kick a goal? Leoncelli swings it away to the left. Just slides to the left.
You don't like to ride one team when you're in this situation commentating, but the game has just found another gear, Hawk, and Demons are taking it right up to the Tigers at the moment.
Well, they got within 12 points in the second quarter, then the Tigers really put the foot on the throttle, finished 38 points up at half-time. They now lead by 19. We've got a contest. Bowden's given away the free.
Gee, I thought he could have scored without taking the player there.
Should have punched the ball then.
You're not out there, and it's always difficult, but yeah.
Zilla goes long. Neitz just shovels the ball out, looking for Daffy. Richardson will kick a goal. No, it's coming back.
Well,
it was a throw.
Hayden Kennedy called that KB. He was probably 40 metres away. Umpire number 2 was closer. Overruled.
He's got good 20-20 Hayden Kennedy.
Well, they have their eyesight checked, you know.
They do,
Paul.
do they?
Yep.
Do they?
Rigoni goes wide. Uze got the bounce he wanted. Keeps the ball alive. Gaspar and Schwartz. Look out!
Oh, the Ox.
Just pushed him off. Magnificent play by Schwartz. Chance for Bruce. Should kick a goal.
Brilliant.
Misses from point blank range.
It's exciting footy. It's a pity David Schwartz had to dummy his own teammate there because he had time to balance and kick with Clinton King hobbling around the boundary. That's why
Bad news.
it is bad news. It's no good to see young Clinton in that situation. But
We had a report it might have been a shoulder, but obviously it's a leg.
Yep.
Biddiscombe in the back pocket. Tigers by 18 points, 13-9-87, plays 10-9-69. Callaway.
Tigers have been robbed of their flow a bit at the moment. They're not running and as hard and just searching for a teammate now.
Tawney. 4 marks and 10 possessions. Kick short, trying to make ground and doing it well is Fiora. Started the game on the bench, dangerous kick. Daffy did well, held his ground over the ball. Bowden lost his footing. Campbell was clever play. They concede ground again, backtrack. The run comes from Chaffee, down from half-back. Bowden pumps the ball back over the line. And look at those Melbourne supporters. They're on their feet.
Oh, they're loving it. And a very disciplined act there by Shane Woden.
And the chant goes up around the ground. They're sensing a big comeback here. Tigers well in control at half-time by 38 points. They now lead by 18. And a free kick goes to Ingerson.
Well, that shouldn't happen in a ruck contest. I think Ottens will be disappointed there. Don't give away free kicks to guys who don't regularly take those contests.
That very funny kicking style, and playing in front is Bruce. Marks in front of Tawney. They're catching the Tigers a little bit flat-footed at the moment. Gurgic caught high. No free kick. Loose ball.
There is now.
Bodies are on the line. And a free kick is going to Melbourne. And Ben Beams, who came off the bench and kicked a goal in that second quarter.
Well, he certainly let the umpire know that there might have been one there.
Can really bring this game alive. This to bring Melbourne to within 12 points. And who would have thought that at half-time? It's swinging away. And through for a behind.
Looked every bit like it was going through there, but a late swing. Just drifted across the face of goal. So, well, on the edge of our seats now, because the Demons still 3 goals up the pace, but for all intents and purposes back in the game.
Well, Melbourne's kicked 4 goals, 3 this quarter to the Tigers 1-1. And Richardson will take it. He says, give it to me quickly. I've got a loose player in Gaspar's come all the way down from centre half back. Inside 50, it's a wobbly old kick. Couldn't take it on the half volley was Ottens. He's all tied up. It was a poor kick from Gaspar.
It was a poor kick on the run. He had plenty of time, plenty of space to take it further. But he took the first option presented to him, which is fair enough, but you've just got to make sure you hit the ball, strike it properly. The Melbourne supporters are calling for free kicks. Here we see plenty of time, had a paddock.
You can see the ball with that awkward kicking action just fall crookedly onto his boot. Campbell just pushed off the ball. No doubt Melbourne is much more vigorous in this third term than they've been throughout the game. All of a sudden it's bodies on bodies, and Robinson pumps the ball back towards centre wing. Gurgic, he's a clever player. They expect a lot of him at Melbourne. Uze, a 360. Wobbles the kick. Schwartz, take a bow. You've been magnificent. He's kicked 4 goals. He's looking for Neitz. Wants a kind bounce. Needs support. Kicks a high ball back. Beams looks dangerous. In the goal square. Forced through for a behind. 16-point ball game.
Well, the pendulum has swung and Richmond find themselves under the pressure that they were putting Melbourne on earlier stages of the game. As we see a few of the boys, Richmond got high rotations off the bench today. And a couple there, looks like Rogers and Gale, just taking a well-earned break, and they'll be important in the run home.
22 scoring shots to 21. The Tigers lead 13-9-87 to Melbourne's 10-11-71. Daffy. 14 possessions and 5 marks. Finds his mark in Chaffee. So Daffy to Chaffee. All we need is Laffy back playing, but he's a mole on Channel 7. Goes wide. Hilton, been impressed with his performance today. To Burke. Was that 10 metres?
Nah.
Almost there was play on there a little bit.
Yep.
And Hilton.
Been good, Daffy.
Has come all the way down from the half-back line.
As a consequence of Melbourne's hard running, Hawk, we just saw in this just passage of play in particular, loose Richmond players who are just being spotted out the back door. The Melbourne boys are prepared to take risks, leave their opponent, run hard forward, but on the overlap, you can pay a price.
We certainly can, Fish. And Wayne Campbell had a great first half. Evan McDonald's done a very good job so far in his third term.
Dangerous kick, thumped away by Collins. Few things going Melbourne's way. They get the kind bounce they wanted. Gurgic, he may have got the call from Burke. Now he has to work hard. Crunched to the ground by Burke. It was good solid play. 2 beam poles collided. Burke, a fingertip attempt, forced back over the line. And again, right in front of the Melbourne throng. They're hauling up the voice boxes. They're on their feet. They like what they're seeing in this third term.
Well, they'd be pretty pleased with the team's efforts, and justifiably. The red and blue flag's been flowing here by the boys.
Tigers still lead by 16 points. Daffy does it well. That quick kick gets boot the ball very quickly. Collins. Kamamaji at force last year across half-back for the Demons. Leoncelli goes to ground. Good enough to get the ball over the line and a wry smile on their face.
I like the umpire's positioning now. I find that now they're on the inside of the play. They're in a better position to make the calls, whether it's deliberate or whether there's a pull of the jumper.
So a chance for the Tigers to boundary throw in 25 metres around from goal. Ingerson. But Melbourne seems to be winning the loose ball. Pumps it long. Bruce has been handy in this quarter. He's done it again.
body
So
work.
Bruce and Gurgic have added some life across half forward. Ward was quick enough to get boot to ball. The bounce favours the Tigers. That was Chaffey to Bitterscombe. Sloppy handballs. Hilton. They've got the numbers to Callaway. They'll set it up short to Gaspar. The kick's important. Finds Neitz, the playmaker. Edge of the centre square. Sizes up the situation. Looks for Richardson and finds him. Is it? No, it's Ottens. Well, Ottens and Richardson, the twin towers. But Ottens has kicked 3 goals, all coming in that first term.
There were loose players everywhere
Can he
there,
stop
KB?
this onslaught?
Wouldn't you have a smile on your face if you're a forward fish and you see Neitz have the footy about 55, 60 metres out? You just lead, you know quite well. A bloke of big experience always going to find you. Great kick by Matty Neitz.
Well, we've wrapped him up as being a fantastic kick, Brad Ottens.
Well, you have at least, KB.
He's had one bad kick that was in the second quarter from about 50 metres out when it really just flopped off the boot.
Yeah, he did right.
But you'd be surprised from directly in front if he didn't give this a fright.
He's kicked 3 goals, and as you said, kept before, all in the first quarter, I think it was.
Richardson's coming off.
But there's a little bit more pressure now on the Tigers. So Ottens, it'll be a test. Richardson is off for a breather, and Holland is on. Important kick. Ottens getting plenty of advice from Melbourne players standing around the mark. The Richmond fans like it, but it's a miss. It's a miss. So there's a bit of pressure out there. 3 goals, 2 to Ottens. Tigers lead by 17 points, and we've got just under 3 minutes left in this third term. McDonald to Leoncelli. It's a hurried kick. It was good hands by Robinson to Uze. Melbourne set it up. Neitz too much carry on the ball. At ground level, they need a crumb up. Bruce was the tackler. Appeals for the free. He'll get a ball up.
This seems to be a game where the fortune's favouring the Brave a little bit, Hawk. Booster ball, making it more direct again, and well, getting the benefit at the moment, Melbourne, with a more direct play.
Well, Jeff White has absolutely dominated the hit-outs.
He has.
He's had 18 hit-outs. Hilton rode the bump well. One-on-one contest. Cameron was tying up his opponent there in funk. Robinson's got 2 to beat. Gets support. Beams. Hits the ball hard. And the Demons win out. Beams comes away with the ball. It's a big play for Melbourne. Schwartz stands his ground. Gaspar did Bowden!
What a shame.
Well, behind a Shane Woden.
A shame because he just put himself in the right spot, gave himself every
Read
chance.
it beautifully, didn't he?
The Ox did the right thing, or came forward. It was well read.
Schwartz wanted a free kick. He thought that maybe after he kicked the ball, he was dumped. But the umpire was right on the spot.
Worth an ask.
Tivendale to Bowden. You'll find Burke on the half-back flank. Richardson is warming up on the boundary line. Closing quickly. Good strong play by Ross Funky. It was a wild handball. It might come off for the Tigers. Cameron goes to the ground. Burke under pressure. Gone. Caught. Tivendale to Campbell. In front. It's a wonderful kick. And finds Ottens. Time clock ticking away. 60 seconds left. A danger time here for Melbourne. And Hilton's got it. 45 metres out. No angle to speak of. He's been a star since he's come on, Doug.
He has been absolutely sensational. I was just about to mention him before, particularly in his third quarter, KB. Now he's had 21 touches, 9 marks, and has kicked a goal. And I suggest he's playing off a half-back flank.
He has been playing off half-back. He started on the interchange bench, along with Chaffey, Fiora and Gale, and has had a real impact since he's come onto the ground. Can he kick a goal to stem the tide? Rory Hilton. The Roar tells the story.
Isn't it a fine line? I mean, if Woden had kicked that goal,
they would
Melbourne
have been
back within 2.
10 points.
Yeah, it's just a fine line in this game of ours, which can decide the result. And it's all intents and purposes now. Melbourne will go in at 3/4 time, 4 goals down, whereas they could have been 2. You don't want to waste or dwell on could have beens and should have beens, but that happened in the space of a minute. Turn around, nothing happened to the ground. Hilton, goal, Richmond, 4 goals in front.
matter of fact, Hilton may be playing on the wing against Adem.
He was a cross half back early in the game. They do move him around, Doug. White, again, gets his hands on the ball first. He's had a big game. Gaspar taken to the ground. Just a few seconds left. The Tigers are going to weather the storm. Hilton again sets it up. Finds Hall. Quick hands to Daffy. Chance for the Tigers. Neitz! Just 3 seconds left. The siren's going to sound. And Neitz will have a shot. And they may get 2 goals within a minute.
You know, and credit to them. I mean, they've played the quarter right out, and Richmond would be pleased to finish in this manner and go 5 up. That's a big deficit for Melbourne to try and pull back in the last quarter. But it's almost, if I dare say, it's almost a shame, Hawk, because Melbourne worked just so hard in this quarter to get themselves back in it.
Undone.
All we have to do here, Doug, is watch the reaction behind the goals down there at Punt Road. Because if he kicks a goal, they will go up as 1. Neitz from right on 50. Here's the reaction. And the Tigers lead by 28 points at 3/4 time.
Well, it's like you've got 30,000 trapdoor spiders out there. They just sort of all come out at once, and it's great to see, really. You've got to enjoy it. Well, it's 3/4 time now, and it sees Melbourne brave in that 3rd quarter, get to within a few, but going at 3/4 time, 10-12-72. Richmond with a good lead, 15-10-100. So going into this last quarter, Melbourne, we give them a slight chance, but the Tigers in great touch today. We're back after the break with more action from the MCG.
Well, the Tigers lead by 28 points. Final quarter. 2 late goals, as you say, to Hilton and Neitz after the siren for Matthew Neitz. Extended that lead. Hilton, beaten this time by Bruce, who was one of the catalysts for the Demons to get back into the game in that 3rd term across the half-forward line. Beams, a centering kick. Neitz in front, pushed off the contest. Good body pressure from Callaway.
You rarely get those ones where you've left the ground and you dive forward. There's not much in those, unfortunately, for Nita.
Burke from the half-back flank. Just hugs the boundary line. Too much carry on the ball for Neitz. Ottens finally sees the ball over the line. Good pressure from Ingerson. 15-10-100 the Tigers. 10-12-72 Melbourne. Tigers led by 22 points at quarter time, 38 points at half time, and 28 points the start of this final term. White has been dominating ruckman today, getting his hands on the ball first. He's had 20 hit-outs. Next best for the Tigers is 4.
Oh, he hasn't kicked.
Great kick. Great goal. Daffy.
How many blokes do you know, Hawk, can pluck that one out of absolutely nowhere off the boundary and nail it? We don't want to preempt anything, but well, it's just a start Melbourne didn't want.
Absolutely, and KB, you caught it well. I mean, Jeff White's been terrific in the ruck. I reckon Nick Daffy's had a real good game here today. He really worked very, very hard. He's had 20 touches now and kicked 2 goals. I thought he's been one of the better players for the Tigers.
No doubt at all about that, Hawk. He's been tremendous. The Tiger midfield been great.
Tigers now extend the lead to 34 points. Nick Daffy was one of those players, looked like he was going to change clubs during the pre-season trading. The deal couldn't be swung. So here he is, kicking a goal in this final term. A very important one for the Tigers, who were under a lot of pressure in that 3rd term when Melbourne came out. And Bowden missed a goal that would have brought him back to within 10 points. Cross half back, Funky. Just belts the ball wide, looking for Bruce. Looking for a better bounce, sees it over the line.
Just watch it now. Rory Hilton dominated in that 3rd quarter. He's been picked up by Anthony McDonald, who did a great job on Wayne Campbell. Looks like Guy Rigoni now has a job on Wayne Campbell.
Rory Hilton, 23 possessions and 9 marks and 2 goals, and started on the bench. Neitz pushed off Callaway. Ward Takes the ball back over the line for a toss back in.
Just
So
some
it's a boundary
interesting,
throw in on centre wing.
Certainly is. Just some interesting tactical issues going on at the moment. The off play. Neitz has come up to take these ruck contests, and White's pushed forward with Hall. A quick kick into the Melbourne forward line, and White's got a distinct advantage over his opponent there.
Woden was caught high. Will take the free kick. He's done that a few times today, Shane Woden. The second man up in that ruck contest. Uze, penetrating kick, backing back, Hilton. Brilliant. Well, he has
That's a poor kick,
absolutely ripped the heart out of Melbourne since he's come onto the field. Here's a chance though. Ben Beams, outside of 50, keeps the ball alive. Chaffee drops a sitter. Wants to get back onto the left foot. Ingerson, backing back. Well, he had 3 goals kicked on him early by Brad Ottens, and since then, Ottens hasn't kicked a goal after that first quarter onslaught. So Ingerson has really stuck to his guns. He's taken 5 marks and he's had it 10 times. McDonald. Edge of the centre square. Inside 50. Good kick. Dangerous kick. And Bruce. Neitz. Can he swing it back? He's got it.
The goal.
It's the first goal to David Neitz.
It was a great snap, and well, earlier we just saw a poor kick into the forward line by Woden, but it was a much better build-up this time. McDonald looking for his option, time and space. Bruce has been a good target for him today, young Bruce. He almost took this one, but Neitz pretty handy around the corner.
Captain's goal, Fish.
Captain's goal, skipper's
No
goal.
doubt.
Just when they needed it. They need another one quickly, though.
Well, they keep on coming. It's a long way back. They trail by 28 points. Danny Frawley just running the hands through the hair. I used to do that once.
Long time ago, KB.
White.
Now you run your finger through it.
No, I run my fingers through my hat. Leoncelli. Big kick, big bomb. Gaspar stood his ground well against Schwartz, the Ox. Burke takes the safety way out, puts it through from behind.
KB, I pose this one to you. We've just seen a fair bit of that this round where players find the safety of the goal line. Are you a pro or anti penalising that little initiative there?
No, I think it's okay.
Yep.
You can give away a score if you want to give away a score.
Fair enough.
Plenty of sides, plenty of games are decided by a point or two. They add up after a period of time. Chaffee. Tigers now with players in space. Callaway. To Ottens. Too far out, the score is on centre wing. Finds Hilton. And chipping in is Walsh, who loves to run with the ball. Now on the rebound. To Beams. The run comes from Rigoni. The edge of the centre square, penetrating kick again. Bruce is going to be a target up front. They need a crumb up. They get it. Neitz is going to kick a goal. Demons are alive. Back to 21 points.
No free kick, KB.
Wow.
Free kick here.
I'll take it back. And look at Schwartz. They're unhappy.
What was that for?
Well, honestly, I
take it all back. And Neitz, let's watch it here. Because something else has happened. There's a holding on to Green.
Well, that's the free kick.
Now, he must have gave it against Neitz for a slap on the face, I'd say, as he's knocked that ball out of his hands. He must have made contact with Callaway, was it?
Andrew Callaway, Kevin.
Andrew Callaway.
I've got a message that the signal from the umpire was too high.
That's what I'm saying. He slapped the ball away from that punch, and we may see it again. And maybe in slapping that ball away, Neitz has just caught Callaway too high. There it is.
Oh, come off,
as he slapped the ball.
Well,
that is a pretty tough decision because the ball and the slap, and maybe the face, but
it's unfortunate because you don't want umpires turning games. That would have just brought this stadium to life.
Well, he was caught high, but it's an unusual one. We very rarely see that where a player slaps the ball away and makes just slight contact with a player like that.
It's great.
But it's a bad break for the Demons.
There's more there.
Now it's on. So it goes to the Tigers and Melbourne supporters. They are irate.
It's going to be a riot. Have a look at this. Hawks. Too high?
Too high that time.
They didn't get that one.
Ball was Ben Beams, and then caught high was Daffy.
Daffy got that
now
one.
there's 50 metres as well. There's an almighty din around the ground at the moment. You can hardly hear yourself think as Ward sees the ball over the line.
What is our game coming to?
Neil Danaher gritting the teeth in the coaching box. It was a unlucky move, wasn't it, with David Neitz for the Melbourne side, but a good break for the Tigers.
Certainly was.
Woden again. Happy to fly over the back of the ruckman. Neitz kicked an important goal after the siren at three-quarter time. This time is off target, through for a behind.
KB, I could have sworn I heard Doug Hawkins just say, what is this game coming to? Can you just elaborate for us, Doug?
Well, Kev, I don't like bagging umpires.
But if he's caught high, he's caught high.
That's not caught high, that's just a joke. He made contact with the football. I mean, that was a shocking decision.
Hawks
we probably have to see it from even another angle, but it looked like it was pretty much a line ball. One of the wonders of the game. White! Couldn't take it. His second big jump for the day. Woden won't get there. Sees the ball over. 16-11, 107 the Tigers. 11-13, 79 Melbourne. They trail by 28 points.
Gee, Jeff White's been so good in these contests today. The last time I saw these two sides play, Jeff White just let Hall just get the better of him in the one-on-ones and let him take front position. Today, Jeff White said, no, if you want front spot, you're going to have to work damn hard for it.
Boundary throw in on centre wing. And again, Woden just happy to be that extra man up, taken away by Bowden. Belts the ball back towards centre half forward. The long arms that time of Ottens. Rogers been on and off the ground to Burke. A centering kick. Danger here. Good effort by Nicholson in front of Richardson.
Well done.
McDonald was under pressure. It was nearly a fresh air shot. Leoncelli been one of Melbourne's best today. Along with Jeff White, he's done some marvellous things. And David Schwartz, and this man Bruce pushed in the back, takes it on the second grab. It's been very lively in this second half. Neitz is on a long lead. It's going to be on it. Big punch away, Callaway. Neitz takes it from Bowden.
You don't have long kicks going forward, you just need those blokes to fall the ball. The Melbourne players weren't prepared to work hard enough there.
You've got to run hard for the crumb. This is a good kick and finds Richardson. Well, he's booted 3 goals. They all came in the first half, 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Had a slight breather on the bench in the late in the third quarter.
Looks in great shape, Richo.
55 metres out. Big kick. Big kick.
Huge kick.
Big goal. 4 goals to Matthew Richardson. And the Tigers' hero is back.
Well, that breaks your heart, Fish. That just breaks your heart.
What's seeing a great goal from outside 50?
It just breaks your heart when you do all the hard work like the Melbourne club have, the Melbourne side have, and you get a bloke 60 metres out, goes back and just goes whack. It just breaks your spirit, it does.
Well, yeah, it certainly could. But Melbourne's spirit today has been unquestionable.
They've had a go. They've had a go.
Yep. And they've just been, it's been weight of numbers. The Richmond forward line has been awesome.
Will Danaher just ponders what his side can do. They've just got over 13 minutes to get back into the game. They trail by 34 points. Matthew Richardson has booted 4 goals. 3 goals to Brad Ottens and 2 to Nick Daffy and Rory Hilton and Matthew Rogers. And for Melbourne, Schwartz has got 4, 2 to David Neitz. Both those goals coming in this last term, and 2 to Brad Green.
It was Rory Hilton on screen, and he's had 25 possessions and 11 marks. What a game.
2 goals.
Well, Woden. Speak of the devil, Hilton. Another possession to Daffy. Silla. Been handy today to Chaffee. Edge of the centre square. Centering kick. Campbell.
Oh.
He come from a long way back. And the Tigers skipper. He's booted 2 goals. He just kicked 14 goals for the season last year. So he'll be well ahead of his average if he can kick this.
Certainly would be. He's been pushing forward more aggressively today. And a good sign that Wayne Campbell, I just noticed it slightly answered cup, and here, in this instance, going for his marks. Prepared to back himself in, leaving the ground even. I mean, I didn't realise Wayne Campbell had a leap until the last couple of months. He's been tremendous.
Well, ground level player, isn't he? You don't see him taking those big grabs too often.
No.
Campbell going for his third goal from 55 metres. He's going to drop short. And Ross Funky playing against his old side. Just pops it through for a behind.
At the moment, there's daylight in the scoreline, Doug, but you know, it hasn't been the sort of game where you've meandered through it. There's a good attendance today, nearly 45,000 people. So it's been a good rock up. I know KB tipped 85 at the start of the game, but nearly got there, mate.
Well, Bowden went through the fingertips. Zilla to Tivendale, who is a beautiful kick. The distance is there. It's coming back. Campbell from behind. Can he kick it off the ground? He's kicked it.
I thought he did.
Well, it's through for a behind. It was touched, indicated by the umpire. I'd like to see that one again. Campbell, the high flyer. Now he's boot to the ball. No, it was Ingerson. Sharp eyes by the ump. Walsh. A short kick into the back pocket. Campbell could kick a goal, take him to the ground, forces the ball over the line. Melbourne's made a couple of monumental errors today, haven't they? From the kick-outs.
Yeah, typically, Kev, because I said the big wall's been set up by the bigger type forwards of the Richmond side. The D's have been forced to go short in their back line on numerous occasions.
So let's just check the score. They lead by 36 points, 115 to 79.
Here's a wall. The Richmond have been setting up so well today, and Chappie's on the
That's it, fish
back
there.
of it.
Yep.
Collins finds a part of that wall in Chaffee. It's a centering kick. Chance for Bowden. Swept on that time by Brown. Gives it to Campbell. Kicks it over his head and kicks a goal.
Enjoyed that.
3 goals to Wayne Campbell.
Well, I tell you what, that's another dimension to the Tigers. As we see the ball come rebounded out to the wall, of which Chappie was a part of. It's gone short, kicked and hit the target, but at ground level, Richmond and Dames, not only have they got the tools, and that's another dimension to their game, isn't it, Hawk? If Campbell can go forward this year and kick a goal or two a week on average, it's exciting stuff.
Well, Wayne Campbell today, in his first game as captain, 21 possessions, 7 marks, and he's kicked 3 goals. The lead now by 42 points. It's beyond Melbourne. Still got 11 minutes left. Different stages today. They've been very brave, particularly during that third term. But the Tigers have answered the challenge.
Well, didn't that, it was a straw that broke the camel's back time on the third quarter, wasn't it?
2 goals in the last minute of the game. Of that
after
third
Woden
quarter.
had a good chance to convert. Under pressure, but still a chance. And what a turnaround.
Bowden. Here's Richardson. Can't get there. Ottens got there before Richardson. Nearly took a screamer. Zilla. Tough in the clinches. Good play by Tivendale. Somehow squeezed the handball out to Daffy. To Chaffee. Just stands his ground and says, Richo, hit this on your chest.
Well, wouldn't have to grab your knife and fork. He just served that up on a plate. It's a great spot up, Dougie Hawkins.
Well, I tell you what, KB and Fish, this could be a big blowout here. We're looking at 7 goals now. Don't be surprised. And this could get out to a 14-15 goal margin here. I mean, how can you leave Matty Richardson on his own, clear 15 metres?
I don't think he'd leave him on his lane. He just did a good double back, and the holes weren't filled properly.
Richardson going for his 5th goal. He likes it, but does the goal umpire? No.
Well, 4 goals, 3 Richardson today, and that's 7 shots at goal if you look on the upside.
How many marks has he taken there, Fish? He's taken
9.
9 marks, yeah.
So it's been a good day's work for probably their #1 recruit this year.
Fair call.
Well, he only played 3 games last year, so he's been a long time out of footy. Jeff White.
Been great.
5 marks, 12 possessions, 22 hit-outs. Finds Leoncelli, who's battled pretty hard today. Uze pumps the ball back. He's looking for Walsh. It was, and the free kick will go to Walsh. And You can see Richardson. That's how quick he is, Matthew
50,
Richardson.
50, KB.
And 50.
Good decision by the umpire.
Good one.
Absolutely.
What did you see, Hawk?
Well, I saw there, Fish, that he was told to get the ball back. He carries the ball about 5 or 6 steps, as we'll see in a minute. And I thought the decision was correct, that one by the umpire here.
Well, hang on. He's,
you watch this, right? You watch this now.
Give the ball back.
He's been told already. Look, he's been told.
Oh, well.
Well, he didn't
He's
really
coming back to the mark, wasn't he?
Well,
still a bit dubious, but anyway.
Walsh kicks a goal.
I mean, what do you want? Do you want a gift wrapped as well?
no, big fella. I just want to say that I saw the incident. He was indicated to give the ball back before he took 6 steps.
Well,
and I thought the decision was pretty right.
Well, it's a goal the game needed in this last quarter, so...
What's this, Fish? The umpire's saying, look, give it back, and he took 4 steps.
Oh, geez, I tell you what, Hawk.
He's a bit stiff, isn't he? He's been dragged for it.
He's been dragged for it.
No, well, I was right then. Retract that.
Oh, God.
I've never heard anyone who can argue a case so strongly as Doug and then just change his opinion in a matter of seconds. I think it's just to give Matthew Richards a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
And he was a little bit upset with the umpire's decision, so just to cool him down. He hasn't played a lot of football, as we know, being out for most of the year, and Danny Frawley's just saying, look, that's the rub of the green.
Spud saying, give it back.
He's probably saying, look, I agree with Doug.
He heard me.
Oh, dear.
18-14, 122 the Tigers, 12-13, 85 Melbourne. And there was an expectation today for Richmond, finishing 9th last year, but coming to this game, favourites certainly over Melbourne, which was a surprise because runners-up last year to the Demons, but there's just been this expectation that the Tigers, with Matthew Richardson back and the development of Ottens, a few of the younger players, that they'll be a formidable team this year. Melbourne's been brave on a couple of occasions. They've been undermanned, particularly with no Jeff Farmer. You can't take it away from the Tigers. They've been pretty awesome for most of the game. Nicholson got his fist to the ball. It's a wild kick by Bowden. That man Zilla, that's how close he's been to him all day. Walsh has got it. It'll be a ball up.
Well, Dougie Hawkins is going to pick our best on grounds today, and I don't envy your task, mate, because there's been some good players today.
It's been very even, Fish and KB. I thought Hilton's been terrific today. Daffy, Campbell. I think Jeff White's had a pretty good game for the D's if you can squeeze him in.
Leoncelli's battled hard for Melbourne too. He's through that midfield and centre bounce work. He worked pretty hard when Melbourne were down and out in that first half.
Yeah.
7.5 minutes left in the opening game of the season for these two sides. Tigers last year won by a couple of points. They're going to extend it this year. Ingerson goes wide, finds a loose player in Brown. He wants some sort of support. He's trying to drag the player forward. Campbell was late on the scene. Collins across to Rigoni. Generally always kicks the ball long. He's a penetrating kick. Bruce was caught in front. Behind was Tawney. Went the punch, then recovers back to Chappie, who can usually pinpoint it to a player. Does well to Daffy, who kicked a great goal at the start of this last quarter. Kicks the ball wide. Was looking for Holland. He might have been manhandled. Too high. No free kick.
Well, it's not bad when you can take a player of Richardson's calibre off the ground and replace him with young Ben Holland. It's a pretty well-balanced unit, this Tiger team.
Also coming off the Tigers, Leon Cameron and Aaron Fiora has just got on for his second run. Holland doing the ruck work. Schwartz, 4 goals today to David Schwartz. Woden. That's the sort of pressure he's been under all day. Rigoni, Zilla. Well, he will have enjoyed his first game with the Tigers today, Stephen Zilla.
Now, the difference, one of the striking differences between these two sides today is Richmond's when they're carrying the ball through midfield, their eyes are up and long behind centre. Yeah. When Melbourne are carrying the ball through midfield, their eyes only come up sort of past centre when they're forward of centre. And it's a subtle difference, but it's a critical one because the ball gets into the forward 50 much more definitively and quicker.
Chance for Hall. No, the siren's gone. The whistle's gone, I should say.
50 metres.
So it's coming back plus 50.
I think Fish just touched on that. When you've got a marking forward line like Richmond have, you do kick the ball nice and long, and on the D's, the other hand, didn't have that marking power.
That was a throw that time by Matthew Neitz. Uze to Schwartz. Kicks to the pocket. Too much carry from McDonald. Hilton. Well, he's had a game and a half, Rory Hilton. Showed some good form last year. A couple of suspensions as well. But today he's been magnificent. Tawney has been very serviceable, and Campbell has been outstanding as well, and finds Neitz.
Well, it's stat time for the Tigers now. Let's pick up a few more touches. Let's see if we can't nudge it over 30 each, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
But
that's right, Fish. No,
they've earned the right.
That is it. Yeah, they do that. Chip it around.
So a couple of players going off for a bit of a breather. Cameron's coming back onto the ground. Tawney's off. Matthew Richardson also ready to come back on. Bowden. So just sharing the ball around here. No need to for the Tigers. They're a long way in front. You might as well get a few more points on the board. Get a bit of percentage up. Taken away by Collins. Finds Bruce. The run through the centre square is Brown. Melbourne into attack. Deep kick, penetrating kick, and Uze has marked front edge of the goal square. Well, he kicked Melbourne's first goal of the game.
he hasn't been... he's had pretty good stats these days. He's had 18 touches, 17 kicks, but as he finishes off very well with the goal there.
He's got 2 goals now, Adem, and also hit the post in the second quarter as well.
Yeah, he hasn't been his usual self today, I don't think. He's got enough of the ball, but hasn't really jumped out at you today, and as he sometimes does, because he's so damaging when he's at his best.
18-14, 122. Richmond, Melbourne 13-13, 91. Tigers by 31 points. 4 goals to Richardson today, 3 also to Wayne Campbell and Brad Ottens. And for Melbourne, their leading goal kicker, David Schwartz, with 4. Cameron back on the ground, kicks the ball wide. Richardson. Big and strong and quick.
I'll tell you what, can't rave enough about this bloke.
Great to see him back.
First game,
great to see him back.
He's a super.
People come to see the game, see him play.
You do.
He's a ripper.
This is a great kick.
That's why we come and see.
He hammers it home.
Could he be the difference for the Tigers this year? Could he be the man that finally takes them that next step into the 8? I mean, I know it's first round. As you watch the replay, Cameron, great skills.
Mate, I reckon he was the difference last year. The Tigers not making the final 8 without a doubt. Okay, Duncan Callaway, he fell over as well, but this is the man. He is the Rolls Royce of the forward line for the Tigers. I mean, he's just a ripper down there. And the top, he's a terrific bloke, a real good fella.
Well, he's taken 10 marks. He's kicked 5 goals, 3. And that extends the Tigers to 37 points.
I've never known Doug to say a bad word about anybody, KB.
Ward. A measured kick. Callaway. Manhandled, put off the ball by Neitz. Robertson. Just concedes ground to Uze. Who swings it back right to the line. He's kicked a goal. 3 goals, Adem Uze.
Well, a couple of good goals there by Uze when the pace is off the game, but the Demons are fighting it out, and credit to them. Dougie mentioned earlier, that there's a potential of a blowout, but it hasn't been. So credit to the Demons on that instance, man.
Well, you expect that Fish to sort of fight the game out, being the first game of the season, backing off a grand final appearance last year, so you expect them to fit him cracker today.
Just over 3 minutes left in this final quarter. Tigers by 31 points. Hall with some fresh legs against White. Looks a promising player, Hall. Fiora,
He is.
This kid's
young
good
man
too.
from Port Adelaide, belts the ball long. Big pack of players looking for a crumb. Is that a free kick in the back? I would say so. Benny Gale.
You know, again, I think he drew it, KB. I'd like to see the replay on this one, and we most likely will, but he's almost going forward. He knew he was under some physical pressure with a high ball, turned his body well, and really enforced. See, might be reading too much into it, but I just think it's very clever play if he did, and he's got a shot.
Had a pretty quiet day, Fish, the big fella. Hasn't had a lot of ground play, but he's only had the 7 touches, 3 marks.
But he's got an important role to play, hasn't he, Dave?
Maybe a very important player.
Because he's going to leave Ottens up the front half. He's going to have a breather, and Benny Gale can hold his own against anyone in this competition in the big man department.
Well, he should kick the Tigers' 20th goal directly in front, just 25 metres out. 20 goals on the board. It's always a good sign if you can kick 20 goals in a game. You've got to have plenty of firepower to do that.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what the Tigers have got now at their disposal. They keep these big fellas on their feet, and they'll trouble any side in the competition. That includes Essendon on their day.
Yep, no, fair call, Fish. Fair call, that.
Benny Gale on screen made his debut in 1990's first game at Carrara against the Brisbane Bears. It's been a long journey for him. Hall, young man from Woy Woy. I wonder how many AFL footballers have come from Woy Woy.
Not many, KB.
I wonder how many AFL footballers know where it is.
I'd say one. McDonald.
Good
Ben
work.
Beams did it well. It was good body work. Just positioned himself in front. Robinson. Bitterscombe. As his opponent. They go in very, very hard. Bruce keeps the ball alive to Beams. Crunched over the line by Hilton, who I think's been magnificent today.
He has.
28 possessions, 11 marks to Rory Hilton. He's also booted 2 goals. And he would be just about best man on the ground today.
Not far off, KB.
No, there's Hawke. He's not giving too much away.
Ball kicked off the ground by Schwartz. Started in defence, went forward. He's kicked 4 goals. Kicked an inspirational goal in the second quarter when he took the ball out of the ruck. And a couple of inspirational goals also in the third term to get Melbourne back to 16 points. And then Bowden missed a goal when he ran in from a quick snap, which would have brought him back to 10. And then the Tigers kicked 2 goals in the last minute with Hilton and Neitz, which really closed the game down for Melbourne.
Oh, did you see that? David Schwartz just planted his
Kick out
foot on
of
a
the
loose
air.
ball, and
It was
good reflexes there.
lucky he put his hands up.
Robertson.
So we've got just 1 minute and 7 seconds left. As Bowden leaves the field, you can see a cut there above his eye. Brad Green comes on. Brad Green kicked 2 goals in the first quarter for Melbourne. He's had the 5 touches today. He started the game well, but drifted out of the game, Brad Green. Hall has given away the free kick. Will go to Nicholson. They've missed Simmons today, who comes off the bench, goes into the ruck. That enables Jeff White to go forward, gives him a little bit more goal-kicking power. Schwartz was pulled off the ball. Comes to McDonald. Should kick a goal.
Well done.
And does.
It's a good finish on the left foot by McDonald, and Schwartz again throwing the ball, KB, but they may need some technical work on it because they're not as super effective again. But nonetheless, a good clean up there out of the pack, out of the scrummage, and Leoncelli finishes. That's a pretty McDonald finishes, excuse me, and a very nice snap on his left foot there. Well, the Demons have called themselves back within
31
5
points.
goals, 31 points. Respectable given the turn of events of the quarter.
Well, they were 38 points down at half-time, so they're 7 points better off in the second half. Daffy sends the ball forward. Schwartz across half-back. It's a good kick and finds Ward. So the time clock ticking away, under 30 seconds. Ward finds Robertson. It's actually hard to believe they're within 5 goals.
It is a bit, isn't it?
Because the Tigers are really dominating most of the game, apart from that third term, and for a short period also in that second quarter. Tivendale. They'll feed the ball off. Callaway down towards Richardson. Got a bad bounce. Ingerson just weaves his way past Richardson as the siren sounds. So it's a great start to the season for Richmond. The Tigers, 20 goals, 14, 134, have defeated Melbourne 15-13, 103. Tigers by 31 points. Goal kickers today, Matthew Richardson booted 5 goals, a great return. 3 goals to Brad Ottens, other major goal kickers, 2 to Rory Hilton, 2 to Matthew Rogers and Nick Daffy. And for Melbourne, 4 goals to David Schwartz, 3 to Adem and 2 goals to Brad Green and 2 goals to David Neitz. There's a disappointment for the Tigers with Clinton King injuring his
KB. Missed a lot of footy last year, young King, and sad to see that, particularly the way the Tigers have started the season here today. They're absolutely brilliant. The midfield was great. Up forward, plenty of marking options, and very impressive performance by the Tigers fish.
It certainly was, Hawk. There's Shane Wayward, the new vice-captain of the Demons. Not off to the start he would like as a vice-captain. That a little bit of work to do, the Demons, because after the successful year they had last year, a lot of their strategies have been worked out and the strengths of some of their key players. For the Tigers, if we could just focus on them for a minute, because that's a super impressive opening round for them to take on the last season's grand finalists, come out 5 goals on top. As KB said, possibly should have been more. And the supporters are on their feet now, clapping them off to the song, and be justifiably over the moon. And probably expectations have been raised significantly as a result of today's game.
Big game next week here. Western Bulldogs take on the Tigers. It'll be an absolute ripper.